the mods. Mod chat. Maybe we should put it. Hey guys. Hey everybody. Welcome.
Hi everyone.
Wow, the chat is already full. You guys have been chatting away. I do want to make sure that just one rule, no mentioning other creators, please, in the chat. Just keep that to yourself. No mention of other creators or what was the other thing? Why can't I think? Didn't you say something? Didn't you mention something? What? I forget.
Yeah, like if the name of the person doesn't come up and we don't mention someone's name, don't start guessing who the person's name is and putting it in chat. Keep that on Reddit or put that in Facebook. Like, don't do that here. As you guys know, in the community right now, there's a lot of things going around, and we're trying to keep the drama down to a minimum. So, yeah, we're going to be kind of a little bit more heavy-handed tonight. Sorry, mods.
Yeah, mods. I hope is Sharon or is Tennessee in here? We need some mods. I just thought about that. Okay, hold on, guys. So no mentioning other creators. It will get removed. I'm sorry, we're just not going to have it tonight. There's just been too much drama.
And, hi, everybody.
But hey, yeah, it's so nice to see you guys. We're going to be bringing Jim up here in a minute. I just want to tell my mods that I'm live.
And you guys, like, this is a chat that it's, as long as you say, you can have any opinion you want. You just have to be nice about it. Just have some tact.
I'm always open to different opinions if you have something different from me. And that's why I think it's so important that we had Candace and Jim on, because I think there's something to take from both of them. They both have important information, and I think it's important for these types of cases is to not be so closed off and be like, oh, I'm on his side, I'm on her side. Why can't we be on Dylan's side and take in all the information and decide what's important between everybody? Like, it's stupid that we have to choose sides. I'm sorry, it is. So yeah, I think Candace is doing a great job. She's got a lot of information. Jim has some important information. I just think we could have both. Okay. But yeah. Hey, Michelle. Hey, everybody. Well, thank you for coming. Oh, thanks, Deborah. Oh, cool. I'm glad you found me. Thank you.
Hi, Deborah.
But yeah, you guys could cuss. You guys could have any opinions you want, but just keep people's names out of it, like channel creators' names. Just
channel creators, even something. If we mention a channel creator, we don't even want that in chat. We're going to be very heavy-handed tonight. No mention of any creators in chat. Period. It's sensitive. It's really sensitive right now. So let's just handle ourselves with grace tonight.
Thank you. So Jim is gonna well, I'll let him introduce it. Jim, are you ready to come up? What's
You're
up,
ready.
Jim? You are looking good with
what
your
sunglasses. What are you wearing?
In your like sunflower shirt or Hawaiian shirt. Are you okay?
Guys, it's a sunflower shirt with cattle on it because of today's topic. But part of the reason I'm in a pseudo disguise here tonight with the black hat, the shades, the flowered shirt, usually you see me in sweats, is because of the anonymity that I have lost in the public eye because of this program. I cannot go to a grocery store now. I can't pump my own gas. People will say, are you that guy on zavgirl? Is that you? Are you the private investigator who's been going on zavgirl that swears? Is that you? Can I take a picture with you? These are my children. Can you make out to Nancy and Steve? And unfortunately, at this point, guys, it's hard to go anywhere. I'm pretty much noticed everywhere in and around a 3-block area.
A 3-block?
A 3-block? Yeah, that sounds about right.
I'm glad you guys are taking some amusement in the fact that my life has been turned upside down. And should I say I know exactly what Britney Spears feels like right now?
Oh,
I bet you're going to shave your head soon and start striking people with umbrellas.
I'm going to shave something. I just don't know what,
Can't wait for it.
So how are you ladies doing today?
Oh, good. I'm doing good. Bella, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. It's hot here. How hot is it there?
It's hot here too. Well, no, it was hotter yesterday, but it's still it's hot. But yesterday was really hot. But yeah, it was 93 yesterday. I don't know what it was today. It felt good out there though, but
you love the sun.
Yeah. So, he's just making a joke. It's all good. Okay.
Okay, hold on. People are offended already.
KB, listen to me.
People
You're
are
going to be
offended
blocked.
already.
KB, you have an issue because I don't let you dox people. You're going to get blocked from this chat if you use that kind of language. How about that?
Wait a minute. What just happened? Explain to me, because I did not know what doxed meant until about a half hour ago. We were in the chat almost 2 hours ago fighting with each other. I feel sorry for your mods. I didn't even know what a wrench meant. Why don't you explain to me a little bit what just happened there? Explain that to me.
This one?
Yes.
Well, I was
was
talking
from-
to somebody different than what you
Oh,
were talking about.
sorry.
I didn't see yours. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Now.
Well, no. Yesterday I was modding chat, which means I wasn't up here. I was being a mod in the chat, and this KB guy. I don't even want to give them too much credit,
That's what that's about.
but they are really upset that I didn't let them call another creator a POS, and that I didn't let them keep harping about another creator. And if you want to do that, take it somewhere else. And you actually, KB, you said you weren't coming back here, if I remember. You said that was the last time you'd be here. So I'd like to see you removed. Bye. See you later.
If you would like to see KB really get chopped up, I'll just admit right now that that's my dad. No,
You
it's
wanna
not.
chop him up?
I'm just saying that they'll tear him apart in there if they think it's my father. But, well, you know what, guys? I think you need to be a little bit more like me and not so sensitive. But am I to understand that the first thing, zavgirl, that you said was somebody already took offense to the fact that I had sunglasses on?
How do they word it? The fact that you.
Go ahead. I want to hear this.
Well, I don't want to like blast somebody. It is a regular. I mean, she just
If
said, "What
she
is
said
it?"
it, you should read it. She's a big girl. If she can't handle it, she can go on to another channel like we're not allowed to say.
All right, Tammy. I mean, it's just a joke. This is what I was referring to. I just said he was just making a joke. That's all. Like,
Tammy, listen, guys, you can't take anything serious from a woman who nobody has named their kid that name since 1971.
oh, come on. No, that's uncalled for.
Yeah,
What?
you're right. Strike that. I doxed her.
No, that's not doxing. That's just
Well, that's
rude.
not doxing?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
It's
I
just making
called
fun of
somebody
her
and asked them
name.
about doxing, and they said that was another name for a wiener dog.
Well, it's doxing when their name isn't out there and you put it out there, not when you make fun of their name that's out there.
If you're going to go in the public eye, and this is the last thing I'm going to say about it, we're going to move on. If you're going to, what my attorney said is, if you're going to go in the public eye, whether you use a fake name or not, the analogy I got was Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan can't get mad if people find out his real name is Terry Bollea. So if your name is Detective Bob and you're out there sticking your nose into somebody's business, who, by the way, has their phone number, their personality, their likeness, their face, all on video, and has done this, and you're hiding behind some BS names and a bunch of your relatives, if you're going to put yourself out there, and by the way, accept money, have a Cash App, sell merchandise, and talk about things without ever having talked to me, you get what you deserve. Your anonymity will be brought out, and then you could still do what you do. If you're so worried about your anonymity being brought out, and I can understand having a nickname, or, you know, my real name, my legal name is James Michael Terry, right? Everybody calls me Jim or Jimmy. They have since the beginning. But I know what my real name is. If somebody says, well, that's not your real name, the bottom line is, don't get in the ring if you can't take a punch. Some of these people are going to feel what it's like to take a punch. And when that happens, it's because their anonymity is gone. When their anonymity is gone, we'll see how tough they are behind a keyboard. That's my only gripe, guys.
Okay.
All right, let's move on to what the information we have. So
My question for you is, what's new with the Dylan Rounds family? Has the parents, the police, the FBI, or anybody involved in anything out there found anything since they fired their private investigator? I'm sure now that I'm out of the way, there's a hell of a lot of information coming out of their camp, right?
Well, Tiff found something amazing yesterday.
Please
And
tell me.
yeah, so Tiff found that their third brother, this wasn't out until Tiff put
I
it
didn't
out.
give the I had the records. I just didn't say the name, and now everybody's talking about. I just didn't want to be the one to associate his name with this case because his name wasn't out there yet. But I had it, so I just read his
Well,
records.
his
I
name
didn't
is
read his
Scott, and
name.
that information was released a couple of days ago.
Well, I didn't
we
know it was
didn't hear
public.
it.
I didn't know it was public. I mean, I just didn't want to associate it with. I asked you
Was
his
what?
name that day, and you said you didn't know his name, so I already asked you.
I lied.
But anyway, so I found
You
it.
lied to
Oh, then
us.
you lied to me. Either way, but so I found it, and so I read it, and I just thought that it was important to show that maybe. Are you sure that wasn't who held those girls captive, and it was
It is the guy who held those girls captive. There's 3 brothers. Let me explain this. Why don't you say what you've got to say, and then I'll
because explain. Everybody had eyes on Troy because they thought, man, if he is able to do that to those girls, and maybe he is able to take Dylan and, you know, do whatever to him. And so we all had eyes on Troy. But here I'm reading Troy's record and I'm reading Scott's record, and I'm like, I think he's got the brothers mixed up because Troy doesn't have that charge. Scott has that charge. So
Troy has charges for
stalking, and he has other charges,
right?
Not that one. Not the one with
not charges. He has convictions. It's a big difference. I've been charged with crimes, but if you beat him, it's. I mean, OJ was charged with murder. So what I'm telling you is this: there is at least 3 brothers that we know of that are of interest here. Let me explain this to your listeners. There's Kurt Wadsworth. He's the low-hanging fruit. He's the best of the worst, but he is the one that had the relationship with Dylan Rounds the most. There's Troy Wadsworth. He's the guy whose photo is out there. He's got the wild, crazy hair. He looks like a serial killer. He's got a lengthy criminal record and was arrested recently. He's the man with the scratch marks on the arm. The third brother is very rarely talked about, and is why I am so irritated that anybody would release a call. Not that anything I said I didn't want heard, but the fact that a nurse and a social worker confided in me, and I know her, to tell me about 3 women that were kidnapped. Those women and that story belongs to the other brother, and the other brother is Scott Wadsworth. Those 3 guys are part of the Wadsworth family out there. They're all part of the Saddle Sore and the Cowboy Bar as well.
I just want to, KB, no, everybody didn't know before I did, because I even did a poll, and it was after I showed that information. I said, do you think that we got the brothers mixed up? And I think it was like 6-70-30. Nobody knew that. Everybody thought it was Troy until I brought it up. And then I brought it up early yesterday, and everybody by nighttime is like, Scott, looking up Scott. Nobody had their eyes on Scott. So that's not true, KB. I don't buy it. Maybe
you could throw a rock in that family's living room and you're going to hit somebody that's nasty. I mean, there's no way around it. But
I believe you. They all look, they all seem pretty. Yeah.
Right. Well, there's also now part of what I have tonight is there's also a sister. The Wadsworths have a sister. That sister has a daughter. This would be Kurt Wadsworth's niece, who also dated the owner of the Saddle Sore son. The Saddle Sore is owned by a woman named Ellen Berg. Ellen Berg has a son named Dylan Berg. Dylan Berg is the young man that was on the property years ago when he walked over to the trailer to give Kurt the food. He saw him in drag. Kurt's niece dated Dylan Berg. And that's where this story will start, and it'll be amazing because that woman called me today after a night shift. So Kurt Wadsworth's niece and the one that dated Dylan Berg is the conversation I'm going to release today. And it might offend somebody, but it's her words, not mine.
Yeah, also, her words, not ours, me and Tiff's. So.
Yeah.
Well, she uses some terms in here. Can I give the terms? Because I had never heard of these before.
Explain the terms.
So in this conversation, she and another man in the background will associate, like I ask her some pretty tough questions. Now, the first minute or so, 2 minutes of the conversation is she's a little bit aloof. You know, these aren't people that are being used to ask rapid fire questions. They're not as quick as you guys. She's coming off of a midnight shift. She's not scared of him. But basically, she pretty much says why she's not afraid of him, why she is talking to me, what she thinks happened, and basically goes into this thing. And I give her a lot of respect, but she uses a term in here because I asked her, I says, if Kurt's gay, and there's a second side of this story that I will release at the end of this that involves another young man that was involved with Kurt who is now deceased. This has never come out anywhere before, and it will come out on this show today. A young man that is deceased, and what people are telling me, in their opinion, is at the hands of Kurt Wadsworth. This woman will reference that in here. A man that was groomed when he was a kid took his life later on. He dated Kurt Wadsworth. It's talked about in this audio. But one of the terms that's used that will offend the masses out there, especially if you're west of St. Louis, is they called it, well, we know what camouflage is, right? Okay, what's camouflage?
To hide something.
Okay. They call it and they refer to it as fagaflage. Now, when I first heard this a couple of times, I says, well, what does that mean? Because my question is, how could this guy be gay, have 8 kids, and the family saying they've never heard this before, but everybody in town is calling me? And they keep using the term fagaflage, which is, I looked it up on an Urban Dictionary, which basically means he uses women. He uses a macho image, which I've seen people in your chat room earlier today. If you saw these guys in person, they'd kick your ass if you said that. Yeah, right. If I ever lost a fight, you'd be at my funeral. What I'm telling you is that they use what we are used to the term, because we're a little bit older, they called it a beard.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, we called it a beard.
These people use that term, and I wasn't sure what that term was either.
Oh.
And people lost their shit. I mentioned that earlier.
Steph, love you.
Are you gonna? Oh,
did you have any questions?
No, I want to wait. I know, because I thought you were gonna like continue and then play the audio. So then when it got silent, I'm like, "What's going on?" I was just.
Well, I saw a bunch of questions popped up.
You did?
Yeah. Okay. Is he going to edit himself? Yeah. Zavgirl, you should really watch your own show. I don't know if you got a magazine on your desk or what's going on. I'm telling you, they're asking questions. They're popping up.
Okay, let me see. Sorry, I was just saying hi to some people. Like questions you want to join or you want to answer?
I'll answer any question anybody asks, because these people are asking questions on your channel. They're coming here for you. And by the way, guys, if you have not checked out the incredible zavgirl merchandise, I have recently ordered a pink hoodie. It was hard to get in a 2X. I will be wearing it on a show when it gets here. Unfortunately, I don't know if they deliver to a P.O. box, but I have used my EBT card to purchase it.
Well, thanks for admitting that. And thanks for getting the pink one, because
I have other colors, but
I didn't want anybody to think that I had any preconceived notions. I could wear pink.
Oh, here's a question. Joe Dirt says, "Is Jim going to continue to investigate this case? Are you still do?"
You know what's interesting is I haven't investigated anything since the family sent out a press release, probably from a couple of hours before that. Everything I'm getting is from people calling in saying, "Whoa, don't stop." Some people are media outlets are saying, "We didn't know you existed." I know for a fact. By the way, anybody see the mom cry yesterday on the East Idaho News?
Yeah.
No, we watched it together actually on the live yesterday.
She squeezed out a couple of tears after we absolutely roasted her for not. It's funny how that came up then. But
maybe she was just sad because her son's missing, though.
Yeah, well, it only took 3 weeks. You know what I mean? And me basically rebel rousing that cause. But I don't want to take credit for that. But I think it was. I've had more than enough people say this. It looked a little phony. But it is what it is. The father was obviously upset, but to me, those were crocodile tears. That's what we call them.
I didn't find that, in my opinion, to be the case. But yeah. You've met her in person. Have you met Candace in person?
No.
Hey, Gailey. You got a fan.
Ooh, and if Gailey's your fan, that's a good fan to have.
She's very loyal.
And notice that she has the word gay in her name. I mean, I'm reaching everybody, guys.
No, there's a few letters in between. Oh. There's an IL in between that, Jim.
Anyway, so let's see. So yeah, he's gonna play a recording of those of you that just are coming in. It's gonna be a recording of Kurt's niece, and yeah. We'll just
she called me this morning. I'll go ahead and play it for you. I'm just going to take it, do it on my phone, and you guys let me know if it's coming through okay. If it's not, I'll pause it. We'll start it. It's a little jarbled at the beginning, but you'll get the gist. It's around a 14-minute call. What I'll probably do is at some point maybe stop it, and we'll talk about it. If there's something that's hard to understand, or if I want to give a highlight of it, I'll do that. But what I will do right now, let me see here, because I am not as advanced as you guys. I got to do this old school.
I am so sorry. This is James Terry again. My phone is ringing off the hook like you couldn't believe.
Good, guys?
Sometimes they're detectives, sometimes they're not. There are other cases. So, okay. So you're Kurt Wadsworth's niece. How are you his niece? Are you related to him through one of his brothers? Does he have sisters?
His sister.
Okay, so he has a sister. I didn't even see. I just know about the brothers. So those are your uncles.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I was working with the family, and I had been their private investigator. They shit me out, and one of the big points in this whole case is that Dylan Rounds might have had some sort of relationship sexually or intimately with your uncle, who is Kurt Wadsworth.
Right, yeah.
So talk to me about that.
Very much so.
Is this the first time you've ever heard this statement? I mean, you're related to him. Tell me what you got.
No, I heard something similar to it, saying that the reason that my uncle killed this kid is because he tried to leave him after a year. And I'm like, okay, I mean, I can't say it's not true.
Well, why? Well, I mean, if you
and that's sad to say, but I can't say it's not true because I do have to say my uncle's a creep.
Well, let me ask you this. I've got 4 or 5 uncles myself. I got to count. But none of them, if you ask me if any of them were gay, I mean, what makes people think that Kurt Wadsworth in that town is gay? You've heard the stories about him dressing up in drag and stuff. Tell me why you can't rule it.
Because I've heard stories from another guy that has passed away that they were doing whatever in a hot tub, even with another guy.
So you're telling me that you heard that Kurt Wadsworth had been in hot tubs with other men?
Yes.
Who were the other men?
I'm trying to think of his name, because he's passed away. John McReynolds.
John McReynolds and your uncle were in a hot tub together?
No, it wasn't John McReynolds. John Gregory. John Gregory, sorry.
So the when I brought this up to the family, and we'll forget about Dylan for a second, that Kurt Wadsworth might be a homosexual and dressed up in drag, first thing people says is, oh, he's got 8 children. Well, he doesn't do that kind of stuff. This guy's making it up. It's conspiracy theories. It's lies. But then I got people calling me up telling me that they've caught Kurt Wadsworth in drag, and you dated the man that caught him.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
I just remember him telling me how he said he caught him, with lipstick and eyeshadow on, and it was kind of weird.
So you're telling me you dated a guy. Who's the guy you dated?
It was Dylan Berg.
So Dylan Berg, whose mom owns the Saddle Sore, told you what as you were dating him? Because he's in his 30s now.
Yeah.
What did he tell you?
Like 6 or 7 years ago, actually.
And what did he tell you?
7 years ago, actually. He just told me that he knocked on my uncle's door and he opened the door and it looked like he had eyeshadow and lipstick on.
And what was he going over there to do?
Oh, I don't remember exactly what he said he was going over there.
So he catches Kurt Wadsworth dressed like Bugs Bunny in one of these cartoons as a woman at the saloon. And Kurt Wadsworth turns around. Well, how does Kurt Wadsworth explain that?
I have no idea.
Did your boyfriend say, did Mr. Berg say, hey, what the fuck?
I'm sure.
Did you ever ask your uncle?
But I mean, this was a long time ago when he told me this.
Did your uncle?
I don't know exactly how he said it went down, but.
Did you ever ask your uncle about this? Hey, if my girlfriend caught my dad dressed up in drag.
Me and my uncle don't get along. I've wanted to take my uncle out back several times just to finish some stuff. Seriously, yeah.
Okay, guys. So is it coming? It sounds a little jarbled. Are we be able to hear the gist of what's going on here, zavgirl? You're squinting. Your face is all crinkled. What are we talking about?
I could hear it, but there's a lot of people in chat that are saying they can't hear. So that's why I was just contemplating.
I'm sure I know who those people are, and I'm trying to get it right here. Basically, what she has said, and I can. What I'd like to do is send this to you guys. You could upload it and clean it up or whatever. It's hard. It's coming from a speakerphone. It's coming from one speakerphone to another to you guys, whatever. Basically, what she has said is she has given the name of her boyfriend, which is Dylan Berg. She has said that Dylan Berg went over there about 6-7 years ago. There's another man in the background she's discussing this with, and he's agreeing with her. And she says, well, listen, he went over there. I don't remember what was said, but he did catch him with eyeshadow and lipstick on and all this kind of stuff. I made a joke and said, like Bugs Bunny, and she laughed. And I says, well, how does that just go away? If I caught my dad or my uncle doing that the next day or at Thanksgiving, I wouldn't let it go. I wouldn't forget about that. And she's like, I don't really remember. Basically, what she's saying in a nutshell is this is such an out and out known thing with the family. And this is such an out and out known thing that it's like, oh, he's doing it again. That's his thing. So she's kind of explaining it that way. And she gets a little deeper into it here.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are we good?
Yeah. I heard it all, but I'm glad you.
And if you can't hear it, let me know. I'll pause it. We'll get it a little closer.
I do believe that he has had sexual attention with, like my oldest brother.
So what she just said is he had sexual intentions and had sexually molested her older brother.
Which is his nephew.
Yes, ma'am. And that young man died in jail 2 years ago of a suicide. He knew him since he was a little boy. And if you saw the picture of him, guess who he looks like?
And he actually passed on last year, killed himself in prison.
How do you argue the fact that your uncle, Kurt Wadsworth, has 8 children? Do his children know that he's gay?
I do believe there's probably a couple that have pretty good ideas.
Wasn't there some sort of a fight?
Because, he's not the only gay person out of our family, so it's not kind of hard to decipher that. I do believe my Uncle Scott is gay.
Now, she just said her Uncle Scott is gay. We know who Scott is. You opened the show talking about him. And what is his background?
Horrible. He's a sexual predator. Yeah, he's got a horrible background with minors and stuff.
But, nobody knows this exists out there. Nobody's talking about this. Nobody says that this is true. The only guy who's got the guts to talk about it or now play whatever audio I can for you is a private investigator that was fired by the family after he was paid in full. What's really interesting here, guys, is I begged people to get Kurt Wadsworth's cell phone. And their excuse is, why didn't you go out there and get it? When the family first hired me, they knew where I was and they knew what the deal was, when I would come out there and how I would come out there and if I would come out there. When the family is standing next to this man, both him and his brother Troy, and I say, ask him for a cell phone, why do I have to fly all the way out there to ask the parents, to ask the man that they're suspicious of to look at his cell phone? I got to fly. Can you imagine if I would have flown all the way out there, admitted this to the parents face to face, told them I wanted to look at the phone, and they pulled the shit they pulled with me in person? Wouldn't have went well. You know what I mean? So luckily I was able to do what I did. I know when to come in and I know when to be there. And it wasn't the proper time to be there. They got 500 people in that desert. What is one private investigator who doesn't do that kind of work going to do for the family? They got helicopters. I don't fly a helicopter. I'm not a search and rescue guy. You can't ask Kurt Wadsworth to see his phone. You need your private investigator to ask a guy you're standing next to look at his cell phone, to see what he's talked about with other people. Now, I know Dylan's phone, according to the mother, who you guys seem to believe's word is gospel, there's nothing on the phone that indicates any of this. I never wanted to see what was on that boy's phone. I wanted to see what was on Kurt's phone, talking to his brothers and other people, because I think it would tell you a lot about who the person is. It's the days and the weeks leading up to the disappearance that's the most important thing, guys, not the days and weeks after.
No, I know. So do you think, though, now that the FBI is working on it, do you think they are going to talk to Kurt and look into him? They probably will, right?
I think that he knows better at this point. I think that the FBI, listen, I have worked countless missing persons cases, and the FBI hasn't been involved in them very few. In fact, if you look at any of the cases, whether it was Lori Cockrell, which recently, whether it was, even the big case, the staple, and I keep bringing it up because most people saw it, which was the girl Gloria Alvarado out of Detroit. There's no FBI around. She was a minor. The only time the FBI come in is if they believe that there's, and this has now been lifted to a criminal investigation. People said in the chat, am I still working on the case? No. Why would I? Now, I have been offered by 2 people with the family, and let me explain this, because some people who are on other channels take everything I say and they chop it up. With the family, in the family. Listen, I got an Uncle Kevin. He's married to my dad's sister. Nobody likes calling him Uncle Kevin. He is my aunt's husband. Now, technically, he's my uncle. Is he with the family? Yeah. Is he a blood relative? No. Everybody in this story takes what I say, chops it up, and plays semantics. Well, Jim Terry said that the girl that was at the Rounds Trucking Company worked there for 7 years. She only worked there for 4. Who gives a shit? She called me and told me the mom abandoned the kids. That's what you need to focus on. It's interesting what's been going on. And guys, one other thing. After your program, the last time I was on it, I got an irritating phone call from a guy with a 775 area code. And the conversation started out like, yeah, I need a list of all the people that you've ever worked for, and I want a list of all the cases you solved. And I said, yeah, right away, asshole. Who is this? Well, he then later identified himself as the person that is running the family's Facebook page and basically said he was their publicist. The problem is I have Trap Call on my phone. You can't call me with a blocked number, so I had his number. I looked it up and I found him. I know everything there is to know about this man. His anonymity is gone, which is why he's not screwing with me anymore. So what happened was we went back and forth on the phone a few times. And he told me how he was going to smear me and how the family was going to get me and how he was never going to let anything about me that comes up, even if I solved the case, go on the Facebook page, and how they had a group of about 8 people working as publicists, social media people, and Facebook people, and internet people. There is a real reason why the only people that are against Jim Terry in your chat room are the same people over and over and over again, because they are part of that ilk. They are working under a person whose name we're not allowed to mention on your show because she is directly involved and they are intimate with the family. They know the family. They're related to them to a degree. So the 2 people that called me and wanted me to take over this case the other day might not have been blood. But let me tell you something. The woman that hired me was an adopted sister. She was adopted by the Rounds family. She's talked about it. So technically, she's not a blood relative either. She's adopted. So we can play semantics all we want about how many times I said this and if I use the word if or they. The bottom line is here is Kurt Wadsworth is on the phone. His niece is on the phone right now saying, my uncles are gay. Everybody knows this. My brother killed himself because he was molested by this guy. Now, you can take anything I say and chop it up behind closed doors. If your sources will not come out and show their face, they're not credible. The only thing that makes me more credible than anybody else is I'm willing to put my name, my phone number, and my business with what I say, and not one other person is willing to do that.
We have some questions. Do you want to take them?
Sure. That's pretty much it on the phone call, guys. We talk more about how gay he is and how that, you know, the makeup, and we talk about restaurants in the area and how she dated the guy from the Saddle Sore and how I'd like him to come on this show. That's the end of the call. That's pretty much the majority of it. If anybody wants a copy of that, they could text me. They got my number.
But if you do talk more about that, yeah, we do. But are you sure there isn't more that we should listen to? You said they talk
more for you. You know, I mean, if you want to hear a little bit more, I think there's about another. There's about another 5-6 minutes. We can continue to listen to it. You want to hear it?
Yeah, try it a little away from the mic. That's what everyone was saying. Maybe it'll help.
Is there questions, or you want me to go from here? I don't want people to think I'm scared of
well,
questions.
we'll ask a couple questions and then play a little bit more.
Go ahead, we got it.
So let's see. Okay, here we go. This is the really important, I feel like. So she's asking, I don't understand the connection. What does the conversation mean to the investigation? Like, how does this relate to Dylan Rounds? Can you?
What part of it?
The fact that we're talking about Kurt and what he did out there in the desert.
Why? So basically what Crime Curious is asking is, what in God's green earth does the mom abandoning her son, does the $2.6 million worth of liens and lawsuits against the mom, what does Kurt Wadsworth being gay have to do with Dylan Rounds? Well, there's 2 questions there. What does it have to do with Dylan Rounds, or what does it have to do with finding Dylan Rounds? When I go into an investigation, I start crossing people off. I have never been able to cross off Kurt Wadsworth and his brother Troy. Never once. And what I was told was that the things that I was saying, I shouldn't be saying because they're Mormons. I got a call from a lady that runs a church today, and she knows the family. And I am going to keep her anonymity, at least to this point, because she runs a very large church. And
Yeah.
she says, I says, explain to me. I'm Catholic, you're Mormon. Seriously, explain this to me. I don't know. Her words were that in the Mormon religion, to have a gay son is about as bad as it gets. And I said, why? Why is that? And she says, because they can never give you grandchildren, because we believe it's a sin, and it really puts shame on the family. Now, of course, she followed that up with, but I don't feel that way, because that's what everybody does. Well, you're a racist. Well, my best friends are black. It's one of those things. Okay, you've heard that before. Mm-hmm. So she pretty much says that, Jim, what you've done to these people, whether it was private or public, because and I'll answer her question, but this is just a little color in the background because this is a radio show. You're supposed to talk, right? You have to add a little bit of color to this. You have to explain a little bit about what's going on. So the family and I had been going over whether or not this kid may or may not have a relationship with this man for a week. It was never an issue. Do you know when it became an issue? When I went public with it. Wasn't an issue till I went public with it. And that's the problem. And the issue, and why this has anything to do with Dylan Rounds, is I'll tell you why. The woman that is leading the investigation did not even know that her son was hanging around registered sex offenders, pedophiles, and a man that her son was having a sexual relationship with. She didn't even know that. So how could she possibly understand what would have happened the days and weeks leading up to it? They still don't even know when he disappeared. Was it Sunday? Was it Saturday? If you don't even know the smallest detail about your son's life out there, then maybe you need to take a step back and say, you know what? Maybe I should listen to what this guy says, because if it was a girl, we wouldn't be asking this. Let's reverse this. Let's make it look like Dylan Rounds is the girl, right?
Okay.
And Kurt Wadsworth, you follow me? And Kurt Wadsworth is the guy. Let's keep Kurt Wadsworth the guy. Let's say Dylan was a female. Mm-hmm. Who would you be looking at first? The boyfriend, the husband, right? The significant other. So when I told the family, this is his significant other, that's why it's important. The first person you look at in a missing persons case or a murder case or a criminal investigation is the spouse, the girlfriend, the boyfriend. Just because it's two men doesn't mean you still don't do it, because it might offend your ass because you're Mormon. And that's the problem. It wasn't an issue for the first 8 days. It was only an issue after I went public with it, and they said, whoa, because people from their church have called me. It is what it is. Let me say that. Let me rephrase that. People from their religion have called me, because they're going to say, well, they don't go to church or whatever, and he's making that up. People that are in their religion know exactly what I'm talking about. I learn every day, guys. So if I all of a sudden find out that he has a boyfriend that's 60 years old, what else is this kid up to that would absolutely surprise the family? So it's extremely important to know who this kid was before he went missing. We're talking about a 17-year-old kid who dropped out of high school. And if you listen to the parents talk the other day, he dropped out of high school and the grandparents bought this kid a farm without his parents knowing. That's pretty fucking important. There's a lot of deception and backdoor here. There's a lot of lying before Jim Terry ever showed his face. So if the family didn't even know that the grandfather bought him a farm, how could you expect them to know who he was dating? Because you want to know everybody who's in that child's life or in that kid's life. And I couldn't cross Kurt Wadsworth out. Well, then I find out that Kurt Wadsworth's brother has nail marks on his arm, and then he was in a relationship with this kid, and many, many people are telling me that. And then I find out that the brothers are sex offenders and have criminal records, and I'm calling the parents, and I'm like, listen, I'll look up all the other missing kids. I'll look up all the license plates you want. Do me a favor, because you're right next to the guy. Ask to see his cell phone. They wouldn't do it. You know why? Because it might not have found him, but it might have proved to me that he was gay. It may not have anything to do with Dylan Rounds' disappearance, but it has a shitload to do with who he is. And they couldn't handle that.
Do you think that maybe by now they have more info? Because, you know, like they said on the interview, the parents do know more that they can't tell us. And the FBI knows more that they're not even, or like law enforcement knows more. They're not telling the family. So as of right now, I think, like, if it was me looking at it, and I don't know how you feel about it, I think the circle of, just from what we know, the circle of suspects are Chase, right?
Who has, guys, let me say something. Chase has grown. If I was looking into this, at first, because I talked to Chase's parents. His mom's a school teacher. His dad owns a business, runs a business. His brother's a good guy, and I talked to his sister-in-law and his son. By the way, his son said Dylan was gay. He's 17 years old and worked on the farm. He's that kid's age. Chase had me snowed. His father said, no, I picked him up. He told me it was like at mile marker 53. Now I'm hearing stories that maybe Chase was there. But see, we don't know. And my job as a private investigator for this family, at least at the beginning, not the mom and dad, was to pump them as much information as I possibly could, whether it offended them or not. All these web sleuths and these haters online think, well, he's a private investigator. How does he not know what doxing is? There's a lot of shit I don't know about. I'm not interested in what I don't know. I'm interested in what I do know that I pass on to the family that they don't know. So my job in this was not to arrest anybody, was not to get anybody put behind bars. My job was to fill the family with any information I thought they had no idea about. And this was a pretty big piece of information. Wouldn't you agree?
No, yeah, potentially, yeah. I mean, have you heard about this though? Is there a rumor about FBI finding Dylan's clothes true? Have you heard anything about
that is scary. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I've got a guy in that town that's pretty close to me. He's a major businessman in that town. And he told me a rumor a couple of days ago that the FBI came in after they found stuff of Dylan's on a trail. And that's funny that that person is putting it out there. I never would have mentioned that on any of these shows. But if I didn't know it was his clothes, I didn't know that. I was wondering if it was a wallet or a cell phone. But if they found his clothes out there, I would like to. That's the person you should be interviewing. They know more than I do.
Okay. Wow. So
that was wasn't autism. Tammy. Yes.
Oh, thank you.
Who
Tammy,
said that? Who asked that? That's a great.
It was autism with. Where is it? Autism Without Limits?
Okay. Well, Autism Without Limits. I'd like to know. Can we ask Autism Without Limits a question?
Yes.
How come none of these shows have live call-ins? Why can't this person call in and ask us a question?
I could send them a link and they could come on. They could just do audio.
Like a regular radio show, when you could call a radio show and say, hey, will you play REO Speedwagon for me? You can't do that on this.
Yeah, there's other, what do you call them? Like other programs that if you use them while you stream, there's other programs where they have like numbers. I don't use any of the other ones. So yeah, you can though. Not on StreamYards, or at least I don't know how to do it on StreamYards. I just can invite them.
You can get like a Google number and have people call. But
oh yeah, I could do that too. Yeah, I guess you could.
Phone and do it with the speakerphone and just put it in front of your thing. Autism Without Limits. What's the deal? Where are you hearing this from? Where are you getting your information from?
Hopefully, Autism Without Limits is still in the chat.
I'm going to take this a step further. You know what else I was told? That the family is because when I heard about this, but I didn't hear it was closed, I asked the family, not the family, I asked my source, I said, well, why is the mom going on the TV show? And they said they're letting the mom do whatever they want. They're letting the mom go out there and do whatever she wants because she's taking people away from what's really going on here. The other thing I was told is there has been several people arrested in that area on outstanding warrants that they believe have something to do with this. So if you notice in that town, if you look at mugshots and arrests, Chase is in jail. Some of his buddies are in jail. They're in jail on warrants that they could have been arrested for over the last year or two, 5 different times. All of a sudden, they're arrested. If you kind of follow those dots, and see, that's the difference between me just trying to defend what I said from the beginning and still looking into the case. I would have loved to have come out here and said, hey, listen, they found some of this kid's shit in a trail. They believe that one of these people might have been using ATVs or four-wheelers to go back and forth, and that there's clothes out there, or there's a wallet out there, there's a cell phone, something that brought the FBI in where they said, hold on a second. I mean, can I name? Jed Hall was a very famous case I worked on that they found in the river. And I worked on that case for 4 years. The FBI was never involved. And that kid shot up a pedophile's house. He broke into a school and disappeared on camera that I got released. The FBI was never involved in that. So if the FBI are involved in this with an adult, and Jed Hall was a minor, this is pretty severe, and people are already in jail, but for no charges related to this. So yeah, that person hit the nail on the head with something, which is good to know that that's already out there.
They haven't responded yet.
From what I understand, they're telling the father, and they're telling the father and his camp, because it is still divided. If you look at the video, and I wish you could play it. Watch that father's body language when that mother and that father are there. He's like this, and his leg is going like this continuously. He is scared to death that that guy in the media is going to ask if his son is gay. He's scared to death that they're going to ask about the mom's abandonment of the family. He's scared to death that they're going to ask about the $2.6 million in liens. Why is that important? Because if it was gambling debts, hey, listen, if somebody owed me $2.6 million, trust me, I wouldn't just be doxing them. I'd be pretty pissed. I'd probably go over to their house every now and again. $2.6 million, that's life-changing money. That's family-changing money, right? He's also scared that they might bring up some other stuff that his wife doesn't know. Because I know for a fact right now that the FBI and the police are talking to the father and not explaining everything to the mother. At least they weren't a few days ago. So this person nailed it.
Well, okay. In my personal opinion, I'm not a complete professional, but I study by like a body language. I didn't see that he was like afraid of that. What I saw was someone that wasn't comfortable being in front of the camera, like most people aren't, and that he has a worry, which is his son's missing. And yeah, it might come across whenever someone's arms are folded, but you have to read their baseline. I get what you're saying. I understand, but I didn't get that. I just want to clarify that we didn't get the same thing.
In the last week or two, he's been on TV a half a dozen times. He looked like I did with the sunglasses on, and he was crying. In that interview where he was pinned down and couldn't leave, where it was live and not taped, where he was in a studio next to her and not there, it was his kid's been missing for weeks. All of a sudden, his body language is much different. You may see that glass half full. I see that glass half empty, and I'm going to tell you why. That's not, you're not nervous when your loved one is missing. You're terrified. You're scared.
Anxious. There might be a lot.
Go ahead.
There might be a lot of emotions. They might have found something out right before they went live. Like a lot of things could have happened. Oh, here's
Autism answered. It says, sorry, I was away. YouTube users commented it under the Idaho News clip featuring Candace Cooley. I don't have any insider info. Thanks for responding, Autism.
They nailed it. That's guys, there's like 300 people in that town. How could they not know? One true thing the mother did say is that there's people in that town that know exactly what happened to my son. I think some of them are already in jail. So I don't know what any of this has to do with finding him. Listen, I said it the other day. They said, well, Jim, what do you think? And if you're going to ask me what I think, I'll tell you, I think that kid's dead. I think that kid's been dead since probably day one. I really do. I think he's been dead since day one, and I don't think they're going to find him very easily because they would have already. They're going to need somebody to flip in order to say where that kid is. If that kid was going to commit suicide, if you look at the Lori Cockrell case that I worked in Tupelo, we couldn't find her for the longest time and eventually found her bones. She walked 0.4 of a mile from her house and was found in the woods. She probably had a heart attack and died. That's probably what happened. There was no foul play, okay? This is the desert. You could see 5 miles off. You could see everywhere. His boots were found here. You know, there's a bunch of shady characters. There's no cameras. There's no nothing. He's gone. This is a kid that never left that farm other than to hang out with his buddies, and nobody has seen him. So I'd say it's about a 98% chance that kid's not breathing anymore. I hope I'm wrong. I really, really do. But at this point, I don't see any motivation for him to stay away unless there's that far-out chance that he met another guy, met another girl, met a buddy, and just said, fuck this life and I'm out of here. But that's very difficult to do without leaving.
I don't think that's what it is. Do you know anything about this? It says one PI group is stating that there may be a human hunting game, including others who disappear with clothing found like Daniel Robinson, a black web murder game.
Okay, I didn't know what it was called. You're asking me if I've heard about this? Yes, and it kind of goes along with what I said earlier. The other part of the conversation that I've had with people is about this group, this group that went around and policed their own area. I asked the man that saw the woman that owns Saddle Sore. I asked her to come on the show. She won't do it. She said, I'm scared they'll cut my throat. I said, who? She said, the Wadsworths. I said, but you rent them the bar. You lease them the bar.
Right.
I said, why not just call the cops? She says, Jim, I live 50 miles from any cop. It would take 2 hours for them to get here. I'm not going to do that. These guys are already policing themselves, and we allow them to do it out here. So for people to say that Dylan Rounds and the guys he was hanging out weren't going around making sure guys like Chase Venstra, who ran out of the desert with no shoes on, aren't stealing from them is pretty plausible. It's a real possibility that could happen. Doesn't mean he's a bad kid. He hung around with those people. Listen, if I lived out there and I had a bunch of nice shit, I'd have a piece. I'd have cameras. I'd have pit bulls,
100%. There's places out here in California that's farmland. There's two places called Anza. There's Anza Borrego, and then there's Anza, and it's basically farmland and meth heads. So like split kind of in half, and the meth heads steal everything that isn't nailed down, and you have to use like protection, like shotguns, and it's California. It's not like it's Idaho or Utah where you can like conceal and it's not as easy. So yeah, I get it. I understand it if that's what's going on in those towns. And the way that Chase looks, and with Chase's criminal background, it's really freaky. Did you get a picture of Chase ever, Jim? Do you know what he looks like?
Not only do I know what he looked like, I FaceTimed him. I
talked to his
parents.
Really? We'll have to show you, because when I looked up his records,
that beard is gone. When I talked to him, he looked thin.
When I got his records, it had all the correct records, but it put a picture that everybody's saying is not him with the right records. So and then if you just Google him, it's a different guy. And I'm like, I was trusting the paid program over like a search, like a simple.
I don't know what pictures you saw, but I can tell you when I spoke to him and FaceTimed him, when I talked to his father and his mother, his brother and his sister-in-law and his son, he got on with me on FaceTime. This was when they had a $5,000 reward for him. He had already Facebooked the family. So it wasn't like I pulled him out of nowhere. I was the first one to really speak with him on the phone. The family wouldn't call him. So I called him. I called his parents. And I said, I'm not, and they go, the cops have it out for him. And I said, listen, I'm not a cop. They looked into me. That's what got them to get him to call me. We were all on the phone together. I asked him how he got home and all this stuff. He seemed believable to me. I could be wrong. The father vouched for him. And I looked at him on FaceTime and I says, wait a minute. You look totally different than this guy. This guy looks like a lumberjack. You look like some douchebag working at a 7-Eleven. And you know what he said?
That's kind of the difference between the two pictures I have. Should I just show the one that everybody
show?
I'll tell you who he is.
This is the one. When you Google him, this is what comes up.
He told me he lost 50 to 60 pounds and he doesn't have the beard anymore. And that was the worst picture he ever took. He looks terrifying. He was a very well-spoken, intelligent-sounding man. He sounded smart. If you wouldn't have known and saw, I says, I'm looking at this picture. You sound nothing like your picture. Like people hear my voice, they don't realize how good-looking I am. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And they see me, but they put it together. Well, it was a total opposite from here. I'm like, I'm looking at your picture. You look like you done killed 5 people. And he says, oh, my God, that mugshot. He goes, I wish they could have taken a mugshot or a picture of me now. I don't look that scary. And his dad started laughing. He goes, yeah, he looks different. I mean, the guy's running around the woods with no water and no food for the last couple of months, smoking crack or heroin or whatever the fuck they're doing out there. He's probably going to lose a few pounds. Shit, if I need to lose 10 quick pounds, I might go on the crack.
Really? on the crack? Well, why doesn't Chase become a better human? Maybe we need to put him out there after all the stuff he's done to animals. I feel like Chase.
Whoa. What's he done to animals, Chase?
Is it not Chase? That's the big creepy animal. Dude, am I saying?
Oh,
right?
Hold on, wait.
I'm pretty sure that it's Chase. I just want to make sure that I'm not. Why wouldn't you know?
Something? I can't
doubt myself.
Say that again.
Never mind. Go ahead.
What happened, Tiff?
Well, it's something I want to tell you. I can't say it right now. Hold on a second. I'm stuck here in
what
a
is
situation.
That shit that's popping up on your screen there,
It's a ghost.
Yeah, because when I share my screen, I don't know. Keep talking, guys. Let me just figure this out.
Jim, you make me doubt myself. I believe that it is Chase, though. That
well, put the goddamn picture up.
I am. Hold on. Give me a minute. I'm trying to figure out a way to do it here. because it's there's this weird stuff's
Jim?
coming. Hold on. just give me one
Zavgirl
minute.
is one of those girls in high school or middle school
There he goes. Here he goes, Tim.
who was incredibly smart and didn't even have to study for the test. The teacher puts the test down, and she's the girl with a minute left who's going, "Oh, I gotta hurry up! I gotta hurry!" And she knows she knows all the answers, and she still gets a straight A. That's that girl. See, under pressure, she gets a little jarbled. You saw that, but we know she knows the answer. We know she knows how to do it. Zavgirl, relax. Do this. Do this.
Okay, I am. I'm just okay. I'm doing it. Hold on. I'm just getting it all situated. So
Okay, so while she does that, let's read Melissa B. Mom also mentioned ransom in last night's interview. That was interesting. Is that true? I missed that.
I didn't
okay,
hear.
I got it, guys. So is this him then?
Yes.
Okay, so this isn't him.
Can you put the pictures side by side?
I'll have to
No,
edit a
that's I've
picture.
never. That guy.
Okay.
How big is 72 inches?
Okay. So gosh darn it, they had a picture next to Chase because it's Chase Montgomery Venstra. They have the wrong picture in the paid program that I have, and then you Google them and it has. So I took the picture. I took the thumbnail down. So yeah, I do apologize. So I want to clear that up, guys. This isn't him. It was this guy. So I guess this is.
Yeah,
Chase.
that's Chase Venstra right there. That's the man I spoke to.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying that. All right. I just wanted to ask. All right, let's get back to what's going on now.
I mean, that's pretty much where things are, guys. You know, I mean, and I got my phone here. I could always, what I'll do is I will send you the whole tape. If you want to upload it on your channel, you're more than welcome to. And you can play. I mean, you've pretty much heard everything that there is to hear. There's really nothing more on my tape.
I thought you said she goes on to talk about how, I know she mentioned her brother, but doesn't she go on to tell how he killed himself? She hasn't said that yet on.
No, you heard it right there. That was the majority of it. Yeah, basically she says, and I had to listen to it a couple of times, and it wasn't until a second interview with her and the guy that was in the background where he said she knows she's speaking of her brother. And I says, well, wait a minute. Kurt messed with her brother? And she said, yeah. Now, I don't even have his full name because her name has changed since marriage. You know, with women doing that, I don't have everybody's names, but you've pretty much heard everything that there is to hear with that. I'm still trying. If I could produce anybody on this show for you that you would like to speak to, with the exception of people that are either in jail or missing, who would that be?
We wanted to talk to. We really wanted to talk to Kurt.
Kurt would be probably my number one.
I got a right here. You want it? It's 7. No, I have his.
Oh, I thought you were. Wait, then that would. Yeah, you should.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to mention another person, but I could put that moron's number out there.
No, I wasn't thinking. That's the thing. I had a moment where I wasn't thinking. No, yeah, you're right. Don't say it.
I have his number. If you want it, you want to call him. God bless you. I'll give it.
There's no way he'll come on. I'll try, but you really think he would come on? Oh, thanks, Aunt May. Thanks for the super sticker.
Thank you, May. I asked you for the number, and you ghosted me.
He will not. I doubt.
I thought you were going to ask him out. I couldn't put that guy in that position. What's the
Why?
dog's name?
He's a big boy.
What's his name?
Who?
The dog.
May's dog.
I don't know. May. It's May. It's probably her dog, right, May?
Ask May.
It looks like a puppy.
May, let us know your dog's name.
MJ, he did play the tape. He played it earlier. Maybe we should play it again.
Let's play it again. You want to play it from the beginning?
Play it again.
Yeah. Let's play it.
Okay, yeah, because MJ was out eating up Panda Express. We'll play it again. Here we go. Ready? All right. Let me see if I could do this, and I'll keep it away.
I am so sorry. This is James Terry again.
Better?
My phone is ringing off the hook like you couldn't believe, and I've got to. Sometimes they're detectives, sometimes they're not. There are other cases. So you're Kurt Wadsworth's niece. How are you his niece? Are you related to him through one of his brothers? Does he have sisters? Sister. Okay, so he has.
It's hard.
Why is brothers? So those are your uncles.
Her sounds.
Okay. So I was working with the family, and I had been their private investigator. They shit me out, and one of the big points in this whole case is that Dylan Rounds might have had some sort of a relationship sexually or intimately with your uncle, who is Kurt Wadsworth. So talk to me about that. Is this the first time you've ever heard this statement? I mean, you're related to him. Tell me what you got.
No, I heard something similar to it, saying that the reason that my uncle killed this kid is because he tried to leave him after a year.
She just said the reason she goes, well, what I was told is the reason my uncle killed this kid is he tried to leave him. You want me to replay that fucking thing? I mean, it's right there.
Dylan.
I can't say it's not true.
Well, why? Well, I mean, if you
That's sad to say, but I can't say it's not true because I do have to say my uncle's a creep.
Well, let me ask you this. I've got 4 or 5 uncles myself. I got to count. But none of them, if you ask me if any of them were gay, I mean, what makes people think that Kurt Wadsworth in that town is gay? You've heard the stories about him dressing up in drag and stuff. Tell me why you can't rule it.
Because I've heard stories from another guy that has passed away that they were doing whatever in a hot tub, even with another guy.
So you're telling me that you heard that Kurt Wadsworth had been in hot tubs with other men?
Yes.
Who were the other men?
I'm trying to think of his name because he's passed away. John McReynolds.
John McReynolds and your uncle were in a hot tub together?
No, it wasn't John McReynolds. John Gregory.
Okay, so there's got to be a guy out there named John Gregory who passed away in the last couple of years. It'd be interesting to look up John Gregory. You know, unfortunately, they gave somebody else's name at the beginning. That poor bastard. You know, it probably looks like that Borat movie. But so I mean, this isn't just like, hey, I heard he's gay, or, you know, he's got a limp wrist. This is, hey, a guy that died a couple of years ago used to hang out in the hot tub with my uncle. These are stories. These are, you know, instances that this woman is bringing up. This isn't just some, you know, I got an uncle that seems a little moist. I think this is like, hey, listen, this is what he used to do in hot tubs with dudes. Listen, I've been to a lot of hotels, been a lot of after parties. I've never been in a hot tub with another guy.
Who does she say John Gregory is? That's not her brother, right?
No, that's
That's
why
just somebody else.
It's a total another guy. That's why I'm saying, tell me who that is.
Okay.
Yeah, I think she would know her brother's name. No, her brother's a totally different story. That guy ended up killing himself in jail.
Sorry.
So when I brought this up to the family, and we'll forget about Dylan for a second, that Kurt Wadsworth might be a homosexual and dressed up in drag. First thing people says is, "Oh, he's got 8 children." Well, he doesn't do that kind of stuff. This guy's making it up. It's conspiracy theories. It's lies. But then I got people calling me up, telling me that they've caught Kurt Wadsworth in drag, and you dated the man that caught him.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
I just remember him telling me how he caught him, you know, with lipstick and eyeshadow on, and kind of weird.
So you're telling me you dated a guy. Who's the guy you dated?
It was Dylan Berg.
So Dylan Berg, whose mom owns the Saddle Sore, told you what as you were dating him? Because he's in his 30s now.
Yeah.
What did he tell you?
Well, like 6 or 7 years ago, actually.
And what did he tell you?
7 years ago, actually. He just told me that he knocked on my uncle's door and he opened the door and it looked like he had eyeshadow and lipstick on.
And what was he going over there to do?
Oh, I don't remember exactly what he said he was going over there.
So he catches Kurt Wadsworth dressed like Bugs Bunny in one of these cartoons as a woman at the saloon. And Kurt Wadsworth turns around. Well, how does Kurt Wadsworth explain that?
I have no idea.
Did your boyfriend say, did Mr. Berg say, hey, what the fuck?
Sure.
Let me ask you two guys something. I mean, you're progressive women, both in your late 40s. And you hear a story like this. Now, let's say you walked in, you're women, so it's a little bit different than guys. I don't care how that sounds. And you walked in, and your boyfriend's uncle at Thanksgiving was pulling some shit like this. Your boyfriend's uncle, who's this farmer, tough guy, desert dweller, is dressed up like Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs. Now, I'm serious. You open the fucking door on Thanksgiving and he's in there, doing his shit. What do you do? What do you think? What do you say?
Say hi. What's your name? I would introduce myself. I mean, what do you mean?
I would start singing Goodbye Horses.
I would just treat him
Go
like
back-
anybody else, though. I
You
mean,
go back to the Thanksgiving table. Do you tell your boyfriend right away, hey, you ain't going to believe this. What's your uncle doing with makeup on in the bathroom by himself?
oh, you mean if like I would catch him by himself and nobody
Yeah,
knew about it?
let's say you two let's say you're dating a guy like this woman just said. I mean, this is very easy to understand. Let's say you were dating somebody and you were told, hey, listen, it's Thanksgiving. That puts everybody together. Most people don't live next to their uncles, but it's Thanksgiving. Hey, go get my uncle and tell him in the bedroom he's here from out of town from fucking St. Louis. Tell Uncle John that it's time for Thanksgiving. You go down, you knock on the door, and Uncle John, is in there. You open the door, and he's pulling some shit like this. You just go back to the table? You think that's fucking normal?
I don't think it's normal, but I think it's like.
Would you be like, oh shit?
What should we do? What do you?
Well, I mean, if it was
do?
Buffalo Bill, if he like shaved his like nipple off and was trying to make a lampshade out of it, I'd be a little concerned, right? But if he's just sitting there tucking something and like just shimmying, I'd just be like, do you want a soundtrack to that? You might need some music, moving along, keep it moving.
How about you, Zavgirl? You catch your boyfriend's uncle pulling some shit like this. Do you tell your boyfriend? Do you ask him, hey, is your uncle gay?
Yeah, in privacy, I probably would. I'd ask him, like, I'm sure I would.
You'd tell him, though, wouldn't you?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I probably would ask him about it and tell him. Yeah.
But
See,
would you sit down? Would you sit down and have dinner like it'd be normal?
Yeah,
right?
I'd be normal. Yeah, but
Look
like,
at
when
his
we get
face.
back
Look
home,
at Jim's face.
Private, I would ask him.
You'd be able, for lack of better terms, to swallow that until after Thanksgiving dinner was over.
Yeah, I would. Yeah,
shit,
I would have to.
I'll
That's
do
what.
some shit
Yeah.
like that.
What did I tell you, Jim?
What would you do? You wouldn't be
don't
able to
wanna
do it.
He wouldn't.
Well, if I couldn't get a photo off, the first thing I'd do is I'd go back to the table. I'm not even lying. And it would be different. Let's just say it was my girlfriend or my wife's uncle, okay? Or her brother, whatever the fuck. And you have no idea of this, right? It's not like, okay, that kind of makes sense, or he's got a boyfriend there. But let's just say, like my Uncle Gary or my Uncle John. I'd come back to the table. First of all, I'd be laughing my ass off, and I'd grab my girlfriend or my wife or whoever I'm with, and I'd say, hey, you ain't going to believe this shit. I just caught your Uncle John in there, Bruce Jenner in it. What the fuck? Did you know about this? No, I would not wait till after pumpkin pie to make that announcement. Then
I mean, I don't know. I guess if I was privately at alone time with them, it just depends on the situation. And you guys, I'm not saying like the comments are like, come on, that's weird. I'm not saying that, but like, why would you make it weird in the moment? You would just have dinner and then I would tell them later. Like, why would I make it like a big scene? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Zavgirl, I see.
No, I'm talking to some of these comments in here, not you. Just some of these comments that are.
Well, listen, you telling somebody you saw a grown man in drag or wearing makeup or whatever that is would not have been the weirdest thing going on that night. So
in that town, absolutely not the weirdest thing going on in that town. Absolutely not. Him dressing like Buffalo Bill and shimmying would not be the weirdest thing in that town. 100%.
If Kurt, when I spoke with him, just would have said, man, I don't know. I'm into some weird shit, or I'm into some shit that I'm into, or maybe it's not even weird, then, it would have been over. What are those? Where did you guys get those?
There's Mez right there. I have her thing up. This is who made.
If I wanted to buy one of those, where would I go to get one?
Right there. She has her link up.
Yeah, you can see Zavgirl's real good at plugs.
What do you mean? Or is that like are you being sarcastic, or you see?
When I ask you, you're supposed to say, oh, Jim, you could get these at suchandsuch.com. They're only $19. Our friend makes them. You should have given a commercial. So let's get them again. Let me see those cups.
But I don't know. You do, because I don't know how much they are. And like, Mez, help me out here. I'm not sure. She's putting the website up. I don't know it by heart.
Guys, this would be an in-show commercial. Guys, if I wanted to purchase one of those incredible mugs that look like they keep everything cold or hot, where would I go to buy such an item?
Well, I have it up on screen. She's got the links in chat. So, I mean, hold on. Let me see if it's linking. Is it actually linking in YouTube side though? But yeah, you can just click on the link and let me see here. Now, do you know how much they are?
I don't want to misquote because I don't know if I got a deal, right? But this one, because I had it custom, I had the color custom made because I like glitter. Jim likes glitter too.
Yeah.
So with shipping, it's either going to be 30 or 35, and it has a really cool lid that I had last time, and Jim made fun of it.
Well, I can see why nobody takes out ads on this channel. Hey, by the way, are you wearing an engagement ring tonight? It's the first time I've seen that ring on that hand. What's going on?
Why have you been checking out my hands?
I just noticed that tonight. Are we married now, or did something happen?
We are not married right now.
Okay, you just want to keep all the guys away at the bank or wherever you go to.
Well, actually, doesn't it attract more guys when you're married?
No, makes me sick. You want me to keep going with the audio?
No, but if I had to be prepared to do a freaking ad, I would be fine, Jim. That wasn't nice what you said. Oh, I see why you don't run ads, or however you worded it. I would be prepared. I wasn't prepared. I had Mez put the link.
How many people are watching the show right now live?
Can't you see that?
No, it's 988. 988.
Distracted. How many people are watching?
988.
Okay, so 1,000 people. 1,000 people are watching this, and you have a chance to sell probably at least 5 or 6 of those for that lady tonight. You drop.
And Mez got her links, and that's the best way. It's the easiest thing. People click on it, and it goes right to it. She put her links. Yes.
What's the name of her company?
Bedrock.
We had it up. Like, what do you mean?
Well,
I mean, I feel like it was up, so I don't know. Let's just go on to the
Bedrock Workshop. Look, it's right there. Look.
Whose phone is that?
Probably Jim's. Probably Jim's going crazy.
Okay, so let's see. Any
so
other questions? Let me see. Play that, and then I'll see if there's any other questions. Play the rest of that again.
Did you ever ask your uncle?
But I mean, this was a long time ago when you told me this. Like,
Did your uncle?
I remember exactly how he said it went down, but.
Did you ever ask your uncle about this? Hey, listen, if my girlfriend caught my dad dressed up in drag,
Me and my uncle don't get along. Like, I've wanted to take my uncle out back several times just to finish some stuff. Like, seriously, I'm like, I do believe that he has had sexual attention with like my oldest brother. And he actually passed on last year, killed himself in prison.
how do you argue the fact that your uncle, Kurt Wadsworth, has 8 children? Do his children know that he's gay?
I do believe there's probably a couple of them that have a pretty good idea.
Wasn't there some sort of a fight?
Because, I mean, he's not the only gay person out of our family, so it's not kind of hard to decipher that. So, I mean, I do believe my Uncle Scott is gay. Always has been gay. I mean, even my nephew is gay. I mean...
So let me ask you this. Scott Wadsworth I saw his criminal record. He's the guy that looks like he doesn't have any ears. So let me ask you about Scott, okay? He has got laundry lists of criminal records for pedophilia and stuff like that. What's all that about? I mean, why are these guys pedophiles, but they're gay? Wouldn't they just be wanted with dudes? Why are they trying to get children? I don't get it.
I don't know. I couldn't explain that to you either.
But
I think that they keep girls around to make it look like they're not gay.
And what's camouflage for being gay called?
I'm gonna say, because if you were to actually look at the whole area around here, it seems to be pretty wide open anymore. There's a lot of stuff that's going on around here, and it's not just.
So what do you think? What do you think about? I mean, if you run into these people, it's a small town. Aren't people running into Kurt like every 30 seconds at gas stations and Troy at gas stations and restaurants and stuff? I mean, don't people see that? Aren't they questioning these guys like left and right?
No.
What do you think happened to Dylan Rounds?
I'm not really sure. I believe that I've heard a lot about this Chase guy. I've met him a couple times. I know he's not good. I've heard nothing but bad stuff since he moved out there. And I do believe that his anger levels are
So that's pretty much the end there. She said Chase's anger levels are off the charts. You know what I mean?
I missed that. Wait, Chase Venstra? Is that what you
Yes.
said?
Yeah. See, and yeah, she said
that. And I
she-
missed the first time her saying Scott's gay. Okay.
No, she said that last time. We played that last time. Like I
I
said,
know, I
I
missed it,
you guys could clean it up and put it out there, but there it is. I mean, it is what it is. You know, I mean, she can only say he's gay so many times. The problem is she's not the most educated person in the world. Okay, she's not very articulate. She's got a guy there and with her in the background. They're on speakerphone at 6 o'clock in the morning. So, you know, it's not as clear and cut as this. I wanted her to come on the show. You know, I want these people to come on. And if I had my own show, maybe I'd put them on. You know, I don't know. But the bottom line here is you've got her name. She's giving you the gist of the story. It is what I've said it is. People are saying that this doesn't exist. Now, I'm sure people will look her up and see if she has a criminal record or she has an axe to grind or I made this person up or it's bullshit. But I'm telling you, this happened to me, especially back then, a couple of times an hour. I got these phone calls. You know what I mean? It is what it is. And does it help to find the kid? I don't know. Could have. Maybe it could have. It probably won't now. You know, what difference does it make if he's already dead, what he was, if you know that's the outcome? And I think that's kind of what the family faced.
Yeah. So she lives in Montello, the niece?
Yeah, works at some truck stop in that area, not far.
So you have a question here from Raul Thomas. He says, did Candace prepare Dylan's books and records?
No, I doubt it. They didn't even really have much of a close relationship according to the family when I first talked to him. So no, I don't think she handled any of her books. Have you seen the fucking lawsuits and liens against her? Would you want her doing your books? Fuck.
Okay, but listen, if you have a multi-million-dollar business and COVID happens, it's very easy to lose or owe $1 million. Very easy. It wasn't easy. It wasn't an easy time for farmers. It wasn't.
Yeah. Tell that to the people that need their 2.6 million.
What is it, a bank?
I don't know. Does it make a difference? What difference does that make?
Yeah, it does. It does. When there's a family that's depending on, you know, when there's a bank that has a bunch of money. You can
burn the bank. You just, if it was a person, it would be bad. But if it's a bank, it doesn't matter. And that's why I go there and banks are what they are right now because everybody's ripping them off. That's why
I'm not saying rip. No, you're misunderstanding. I'm not saying rip them off. I'm saying they can wait. And not even that. It's like if there's a family that you can't squeeze money out of, like someone that doesn't have it. If she doesn't have it because let's say 2020 was a horrible time for farmers and she's doing the best she can. I don't know why she owes the money. But playing devil's advocate, there might be a reason. And farmers didn't do that well after, you know, during 2020 and after. There's problems right now.
Well, farmer, she works at Costco. What are you talking about?
I thought that she's like has livestock and has a truck.
Yeah, she has businesses on her record. You didn't see all those?
She's working at Costco now. Sell your house, pay off the debt. What do you want from me? There's a hell of a lot of things you could do. Sell your Mercedes, sell your farm equipment, get a loan from your father. Start having 3 jobs. 1 job at Costco ain't going to pay that back. You're asking me to justify that? She owes $2.6 million. What difference does it make who she owes it to? She owes it. You can blame COVID or who's in the White House all you want. She put herself there. She shouldn't have done what she did if she didn't think she could do it. So that's just going to go. See, that infuriates me. It's
why?
Just like people I'll tell you why.
Okay.
I know people that own a shitload of property and COVID hit, right?
Right.
COVID hit. And people squatted in those places for 2 years and didn't pay the rent because they didn't want to go to work because they couldn't go to work. And then COVID ends and they can't. But everybody says, well, they can't pay the rent. Well, what about the guy that owns the 5 or 6 condos that's job is to collect the rent to pay his fucking bills?
Exactly. And what if that's what's happening here? What if the people that owed Candace money didn't pay their part and now she can't pay the bank? What if that's what happened? We don't know. Do we? You know, that's the only thing. Like owing isn't tantamount to being a horrible person. You know what I mean? Or else we could just bring back, what is it? Prison for debtors or what is it?
I'm not saying that owing $2.6 million makes you a horrible person.
Okay, good.
Okay, yeah, that doesn't make you the world's worst person in the world. But so if I owed 2.6 million because I embezzled it and something that I was going to do with the money didn't come through, does that make me any worse? I'll tell you what, here's what I'm going to do. Let me have zavgirl's bank account. Let me drain it. I'm going to go bet on a football game next week. And if the football game loses, it's not my fault because I couldn't control the game. I lost it. But if I win, then I'll give you your money back. It's the same.
No, it's not. Okay, why, I don't want to get into the semantics of this because it really doesn't even matter. But we don't know why she owes money. Okay, so why does she owe money?
Let me ask you this: if she owes 2.6 million, and that's what we know about, what else is out there that we don't? What else don't we know?
Like what other? Are you talking about financial, or are you talking about just period?
Who knows? You're missing the bigger picture here. We're talking about a woman that we just found out abandoned, dropped her kids off before any of this, and never came back. And then owes $2.6 million years later. What's the excuse for abandoning her kids for 4 years? A mother. The same mother you're putting on a pedestal because she's looking for him.
But why am I putting her on a pedestal? People think I'm putting you on a pedestal, Jim.
Well, you should. I don't know you 2.6 million.
Right now, yeah, I don't know. I'm just going to shut my mouth. But no, I mean, I'm not putting her on a pedestal. I just don't think everything is black and white. We had this discussion. I feel like that. Okay, but no one else. Okay, so anyways, everything isn't black and white to me. So.
And I apologize, I didn't set up that call for the new people. That's why I didn't think to put the banner up until too late. But yeah, the lady was Kurt's niece on the phone. It was Jim and Kurt's niece, Kurt Wadsworth's niece. So the people that were just coming in they were confused. But hopefully.
Rewind the show and listen to it.
Well, thanks for this. Oh, let me see what Hillary Boniki. Hold on, let me find what's it say. Jim, you just accidentally admitted you didn't even fully look into the lawsuit. So yikes, you didn't even know she had a farm. Now you're backtracking.
I'm not backtracking shit. She owes 2.6 million. I don't care if she owes it because it's gambling debts, because it's a farm. I don't give a shit why it is. It's the fact that it is.
It's two separate things. They're both for like 1.2 million. They're two separate things. I have her records, but I just don't think
I went on another show last night. They took all of her leads and they put it up there.
I had him before that. I had him too. I had him when I had her on. I just didn't want to think it was important.
I don't care if she owns it because she owned a car dealership. If it was a farm, I don't give a shit. Can you imagine right now if somebody found out I owed 2.6 million and had judgments and liens in courts against me? They'd be all over the internet. You out of your mind?
But I don't believe that you really think this has something to do with Dylan's disappearance. I don't think
it has anything to do with Dylan's disappearance.
I know, so why are we doing this?
I think it shows that the mom is garbage, the same way she was garbage to me. She has a history of doing bad. So
this is a drama thing. Okay, so no, I'm sure crying. Okay.
It's not drama. We're talking about a woman whose history in business is not very good. This is a business, what I do, guys. And she made another bad decision and pressured the family into it, like she pressured whoever to do the 2.6 million. Of course, I don't know everything there is to know about everything.
I mean, when we're trying to figure out Dylan, what happened to Dylan, then that shouldn't be brought in. That's all. If you don't really think it does, because that's more of a drama thing. Like we're trying to bash each other and pick each other apart, like personally. You know what I'm saying? And we were trying to focus on Dylan. Yeah. Okay, so I'm glad you said that.
There's more than one way to ruin lives out there other than to molest somebody. I'd like to see you go to the people she owes that money to who have kids in private school or kids in college. See, that's the problem right now. You have people down here that think, well, you can rip these people off and everything will be okay because they have money. You know what they had to do to get there? I've had people do that to me before. Well, Jim, you got a ton of money. And I'll give you an example as to why this fires me up, and I'll listen to it and then I'll be done. I have people all the time that say, how could you possibly charge anybody to look for their missing kid? If you are so good at it, you have the ability, whether it's self-appointed or not. Why don't you help this family out? I tell you what, next time you have a heart attack or you have a bad tooth that needs pulled, go to the dentist office, go to your doctors and say, hey, you went to school, you have a degree, I need you to operate on me, but I don't want to pay you. You have the ability to do this. Why wouldn't you just want to do this for me? Just do this for me. That's not how things work, guys. I didn't spend time doing what I do and creating the skills I have and have the success, even if I'm the worst PI in the world right now on this case. to do stuff for people just because they think I should because they can't afford it. It's haves and have-nots. I don't know if you get that. Gay bashing. How have we gay bashed anybody?
No, I don't know. Yeah, I didn't feel like any.
I didn't
any
feel
gay
it.
bashing. I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah, I
Guys,
disagree. I
don't
don't
think
think
it
it
was.
this
was.
is triggered. This is called triggered. People are looking for a reason to be triggered. I had people yell at me the other day, and maybe I know, maybe I don't. And I says, well, if he was dressing up as drag, and they says, well, drag isn't gay. And I says, it's not. Like, I didn't know that. I thought if a man goes and watches other men dress up as women, there's probably a good chance he's a homosexual. I don't know.
Oh, are you saying watches, or I guess it doesn't matter, or
Yeah,
is
go
the
ahead
one
and clear
dressing
that one
up?
apart, Zavgirl. I mean,
No, I'm
does it matter?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it is probably most likely, but it's not always the case, But let's
The
just.
woman
yeah,
said
it's
right
not
in
even-
there, he killed him because Dylan was leaving him after a year. The woman said that she thought that might have been something. I mean, I don't know. There's other things to pick apart from here. All I'm doing is presenting this to you. You guys can do whatever you want for it to either look for him or this. But let me ask you something. Nothing I'm doing has anything to do with finding Dylan. Let's just say that right now.
No, the Kurt thing does, though. I do believe the Kurt is the key, but I don't believe that his mom has
family,
anything.
you know what's
to do
gonna
with it, but I
happen?
think Kurt needs to be looked into.
You know what's going to happen here, guys? The family, the police, and the detectives are going to exhaust every possibility. The searches are getting smaller. The people are going home. The media isn't going to cover this as much. Guys, professional football starts in a month. None of this shit's going to be on television. When the NFL starts, college football starts, people are in a coma for the next 6 months, whether you guys are or not. And you know what's going to happen? They're going to look into all the holes. They're going to look into all the theories. They're going to look into all the farmers. It's going to get smaller and smaller. And sooner or later, they're going to have to look at what I'm talking about. Otherwise, they'd have found it by now. Right?
I
The
hope
best
they're
part
looking
about-
into him.
Yeah, the best part about this, guys, is sooner or later, they're going to have to look at what I'm looking at. Sooner or
Yeah, I
later,
hope.
they're gonna do it.
Yeah.
Every
Yeah, I
day
hope
that
they
goes
do.
by.
And I think that they are. I think that we don't know everything, and they have to start. Remember, and you know this from being a private investigator, they start small in a small circle, and then they work their way out, right? So they're going to be looking at somebody who Dylan spent a bunch of his time with, and if that's Kurt, and you said, what's the most important thing is what happened 2 to 3 weeks before his disappearance, not what happened 2 to 3 weeks after. That's what very intelligent words. And they will be looking at that. Now that more eyes are on it. And I hope that before football season starts, they do find what happened to Dylan. And I hope that whoever's in prison right now, jail, await, Chase, the animal abuser, is thinking about his future in there. I wish they got TV's Chase. I wouldn't hire. I would pay money to have Chase take out to Anza Borrego and make a game out of it for him, because anyone who does that to animals as many times as he did has a lot of problems.
What do you do to animals? What am I missing here?
He has so many charges against animal cruelty. Like, I don't know how many charges. To be safe, I'll say 4. I'll say 4 to be safe. It's probably more than that. I didn't count them.
But what kind of animal cruelty? Are we talking about skinning cats or leaving a dog outside barking? I mean, what are we talking about here?
It doesn't say specifically.
You think leaving a dog outside barking is animal cruelty? No one's going to charge you with animal cruelty for that.
Well, in the neighborhood I live in, you leave a dog tied up outside after 9 o'clock and it's barking its fucking head off, the cops are going to show up at your house. I don't know
for nuisance.
My gated community, yeah, that ain't going to fly. And I'm not saying it's animal cruelty, but if it's 12 degrees outside and you got the news here even says, hey, guys, if it gets below freezing, bring your dog in. You leave your dog out there and his water bowl freezes. Yeah, that's animal cruelty to me.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and it is. But no, if your dog's barking, that's a nuisance. Like, it's a disorder, like a thing about like a noise ordinance. It's not going to get animal cruelty attached to it.
Oh, I would
I'm
think
going to
if
bring
your
up
dog
that,
was
but Lex Luthor, yeah, I know it's bad. I hate seeing the cruelty. That was the one that just when I saw that. So yes, I definitely agree. But I want to talk about what that last comment said. Do you have any idea who beat up Chase that day? Do you know anything about that? Because so many people have been emailing me and asking me.
I get crucified for this. When I talked to Chase, that came up a little bit.
Mhm.
And I want to say that he told me, if I remember correctly, that the fight was with Kurt.
Okay. Okay. So that
Kurt
makes
told
sense.
me.
And then Kurt calls and blames Chase for having Dylan. There's
And Dylan
something
and
they
Chase blames
know.
Kurt. Kurt blames Chase.
I'm
Kurt
telling you.
tells me, or I mean, Chase tells me Kurt's gay. He's the one that first started it, and then I had to go to about 20 or 30 other people before I started believing it myself. I was with you guys until, I was drinking the Kool-Aid too, until I did the research that I did and brought it to the family. Like I said, this was not an issue for the first 6 weeks until I came on one of these shows, and then it became an issue.
Wait, you were drinking with us about what? What do you
The
mean?
parents. He's talking about the parents or Candace.
Oh, okay. No, I think definitely they better look into Kurt and Chase both, because the fact that that phone call just freaks me out. That phone call is so suspicious that he called and said that Chase had him.
I talked to, I don't remember the exact date, and it's on my phone somewhere, but I talked to Chase Venstra's parents and brother and sister-in-law first. I heard from Chase within a few hours. He called me, and I want to say that was the night that the $5,000 was put up for him, and he was out there. So what the family did is first the kid had a $20,000 thing, and then they said, well, there was this bloody guy and no shoes, and he picked him up, and he called his mom, and they found out who this guy was, and it was up there, and it said a $5,000 reward. I looked into it, and that was the first day. Finally, the family said, enough's enough. This guy. So he would have been known who he was, I'd say, for 24 hours, maybe 12 hours it was out there, and I got a hold of him, or he got a hold of me.
Okay, so
I don't know what the date is. I don't know if it was, I don't want to say June 5th at 10:10. I don't want to say June 9th at 6 o'clock. Because you know what people do? They box you into that, and then they try to find a reason why you didn't talk to him, which isn't true.
But did he sound suspicious to you? I mean, what did you get from him?
From Chase Venstra?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I was totally impressed. I had looked up his parents and done background checks on the whole family. The first person I spoke with was his sister-in-law, who put his brother on the phone. And his brother says, well, you're not a cop? And I said, listen, I want to talk to your brother. Nobody could get him on the phone. He'd message people through social media. This is also the same time where I told the family to FaceTime Dylan's phone, and his mom said that doesn't mean shit. See, I hadn't even talked to his mom yet. I was dealing with the aunt and the grandparents, and they would go to the parents and tell them things I was saying. And the mom was already in charge. That's why they hired me. They didn't want her in charge. They wanted to hear things from me. And I says, by the way, his FaceTime is ringing off the fucking hook. I says, you got to figure out what that is. Maybe the phone is connected to Wi-Fi. Then it was, okay, Chase Venstra. And I says, let me track him down. So after a little while, I got a hold of his sister-in-law, who put his brother on the phone. I explained to him that I wanted to get Chase out of this. Chase, I don't believe you have anything to do with this. Just have him give me a call. He called the father, Chase's father, spoke to the father. He told me the story of where he picked his son up at mile marker 53 and how there's no way he could have done this and how he was on film at Little Caesars, all of which is true. Doesn't mean that he didn't kill him or didn't have something to do with it or doesn't know more, but those facts check out, so I didn't think he had anything to do with it. Then Chase's mom got on the phone. Then about an hour or two later, Chase called me, and then he had me talk to his son, who said the kid was gay. And that's kind of how this whole thing started. I went back to the grandparents and everything. Then they went back to the family, and the family said, bullshit. And I said, you know what? This is too difficult. We all need to get on the phone at one shot. And that would happen every so often. It wasn't until I bucked the mom in the phone call that was released that they had an issue with it and went on one of these shows that they had an issue with it. It was all good as long as it was in the closet. And that's not how I work.
Did Chase talk about Kurt at all? When you talked to him?
He was gay, said he hated him. They hate each other. He even admitted he had stolen from Kurt before.
Wait, did he say Dylan was gay too, or just Kurt? Because I was thinking you meant Dylan. He said Dylan. His son. Did his son say Dylan was gay, right?
Guys, listen to me.
Okay.
Chase Venstra and Chase Venstra only at the beginning told me that both of them were gay for each other. Then I says, bullshit. I don't believe you. He says, ask my son. He worked on the farm for 6 months. He put his son on the phone. And he got his son on the phone without any preconceived notion as to who I was. I said, how you doing, young man? He said, good. And I said, hey, let me ask you a question. What do you know about Dylan Rounds? He's missing. You know, they think your father killed him or something. And he said, yeah, he's a little strange. You know, I worked on his farm. He told me all about that. And I says, do you think he was gay? And he says, definitely. And I says, okay. So then I started asking other people about that because now I want to look and see if this lover of his might have had something to do with it. It's not that I think that Kurt killed him. It's not that I think Kurt put him in a hole somewhere. I can't cross Kurt off the list because they won't let me.
Okay, I see.
So here's the thing, you guys. There's 1,000 people in chat. We cannot possibly see everything. Super chats are highlighted different, and that's what we're going to thank people that put up super chats. We have a bunch of stuff starred, a bunch of questions. And Hannah Rose, ironically, I put your question up while you're over here talking about how we're ignoring.
I know, and I wrote it down because I was about to ask it. Yeah, Hannah, we were just about to ask
you. You didn't have to pay for that question. It just, you have to have a little bit of patience. We're up here interviewing somebody. We can't read 1,000 people chat at the same time. If you think you can do it better, then please, by all means, do it. I'm sorry to get upset, but I keep seeing the same things, and we're doing our best up here, you guys. Seriously, calm down.
Candace,
ask again. Get our attention.
I'll make it my fault. I'm being long-winded on the questions. Just start going through the questions one at a time. And by the way, if you pay $50 or more, I'll answer it immediately.
Oh no, it's not your fault. It's just it's hard. Like, but people only see that.
What's these people's questions?
So okay, Hannah Rose says it was Dylan's money accounted for. That was her question.
From what I understand at this point, the $50,000 loan from the grandfather that the parents didn't know about, and the $30,000 loan, according to what the family is saying privately now that I'm hearing about, has been accounted for. Yes. At this point, that's what they're saying.
Wait, I don't have anything to apologize for. What did I do, Joe? Why would I have to have an apology stream? I didn't do nothing to apologize.
Wait a minute.
Why do you think I keep having him on? I've been saying the whole time I think he's on to something with Kurt and the Wadsworth. I said in front of Candace, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, ask your question instead of yelling and calling me stupid. I don't get why you're calling me stupid. Ask your question. You're wasting time.
Selling mugs.
Who was that? Who just said that?
Tattoo Tommy Fresca.
People are so freaking rude.
They're not regulars. That's why. They're just here for
they don't understand. 1,000 people, we have all these questions.
That's my crew. Those are people here for
Jim freaking
exactly. They're the rude crew here for you.
We had Candace on. We asked 20 unpaid questions and 2 paid questions, and then all of me and Bella's questions in about an hour. So we did pretty good. And I got so much crap for that.
I went on one show one time, and they wouldn't let me answer the question unless the people had a minimum of like $5. It was like $4.99.
I don't like that. Most of ours are unpaid. So
well, that's because you guys got tons of money.
No, it's because
but we have to say thank you to the ones that give super chats. We have to put those up though. So how don't you understand that? That would be rude. That's like somebody giving you a gift and you don't thank them, you know?
And I'm sorry that I'm so upset about it. It's because the last time we did this, we had 2 super chats that were answered and 20 non-paid questions. And we got all these people lying in the comment section saying we only answered, and like it's like they
only answered paid. Yeah, and I went through and counted. I might be off by a couple, but 20 unpaid compared to two paid ones, and that we only answered paid questions.
Hey guys, you know what's real interesting here? I have a phone number right here that's readily available. I answer calls all day for your. If somebody wants to call me after the show, I'll answer the question. Just call me.
Okay. Okay, so Joe says, I meant for all the gym haters, I love your show. Okay, thanks for clearing that up, Joe Dirt.
Yeah, and by the way, I'm Joe Dirt. I am not Joe Dirt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, why did you say that? What?
There's a lot of people in the chat before you guys even came on here because he is so complimentary of me, and a lot of people are defending me. And if they're defending me, they're me as a fake or there's somebody else. Listen, guys, they do this. This is so interesting as to how this looks and how things are divided. I can see why the country's in the situation that it's in. It's just the way things are now. Go ahead.
Okay, so let me just think. Thank you, that girl. Thank you, Joe Dirt. And thank you. Wait, that girl. Oh, what was the other one before you took it down?
Just happened.
No, but Callie Dime. So Joe Dirt, thank you. Callie Dime, thank you. Soul for Music, thank you. And what was the that girl? Okay. Well, let's read Soul for Music. What she said. Hold on, let me read it. So it says, I got to say something. Sorry, but I'm just a mod and not on panel. I struggle to keep up reading chat and listening. So for real, it's not easy on panel. Cut them some slack. Love you guys.
Love you, Soul.
Love you. That's awesome. See, I would like to see you guys up. No, I mean, it's not as easy as it. Well, I don't know if it even looks easy, but like to try to answer 1,000 people's questions
you,
and then get
guys.
yelled at in the comments when we
Thank
don't
you,
get to
Karen.
your questions. So I'm trying. Trust me, it bothers me. Like I want to be able to answer all the questions. You don't think that I try my best? Okay, so let's see. What's another question? Oh, you have a. Should we go through the starred ones, Bella?
Yeah, let's see it. Let's go back to the starred ones. So these are
And the
like
starred ones,
Okay,
yeah,
well,
we
hold on,
see
guys.
them and then we star
I
them,
just-
so they're highlighted.
Hold on, I just got a text message, and I'm going to read this to you. These are people that are saying that you're not reading their stuff in the chat room. Now they're texting me. But no offense, I'm just telling you.
Okay.
It says right here, James, you have to tell these two windbags. I guess that's you. Candace did not have issues because of COVID financially. She was going broke and broke many people along the way before COVID came. Anybody?
Who is that?
Hold on,
Who
I'm
is
not
that?
finished. It's just a phone number. I don't know their
It's
name.
probably KB because he's blocked.
I don't.
Or she's
Ask her ex-husband why they went bankrupt, and I'm sure he'll tell you. These two are using COVID and probably are the reason we're paying $5.
When did I say COVID? And she didn't say for sure. She just said a lot of people. That's not that much. But
Hey, listen, you're killing. This is why mods are having a tough time. I'm telling you what this guy asked me. I've got another question here, Jim. Can you send me a copy of the recording? I'm asking you
questions for us.
I'm asking you nicely. Thank you. Listen, I appreciate your show. I appreciate the heck out of you. Thank you so much for kicking the hornet's nest here. If you didn't do this in our small town, none of these questions would be answered. Please tell zavgirl to take a break, and she could be your co-host next show. Let's see here. Yeah, I think the pink hoodie is stupid. That's it. It's just a bunch of those.
Oh, so it's different people. It wasn't all from the
those are
same
all different.
person.
Yeah, they're
Okay,
guys. There's 20 of them here. You know what I mean?
Thank you, B Tim.
Thank you, so
Bella.
much.
Did you even say that it was for sure for COVID? You just brought up an
No,
example.
I just said it was just an example. People have small minds. People have small minds, and they don't know how to use metaphors, and they don't know how to look. You know, there's a lot of people that are in this chat, and you're going to get a lot of different personalities.
But I got to go back through those records because wasn't it one of the dates was after COVID would have already been hit?
I mean,
actually.
look,
but no big deal. No big deal.
I don't know the reason. So
I didn't even think of that, but like after you said that, and after that person saying that, I'm like, wait, I think one of the dates was after, but no big deal. No big deal. Right? Or do you want me to go bring it up? No, because I know that's going to force me to bring up the ret. No, I'm staying away from that. Okay, so
what is known about the third brother? Why don't I handle the questions? What is known about the third brother, Scott Wadsworth? Well, we've gone.
Watch my video yesterday. No, just tell him to watch my video yesterday. I don't name him, but it's obviously who I'm talking about. I read through his record and everything. But
the guy
I could do it now.
The guy gave you $2 and you're blowing him off.
I'm saying, who?
She answered.
No, I'm answering, but I said I'll read. I was just going to say I'll read it now. You want me to go over the record? Well, Jim, when we're done with you,
thank you.
Stick around, guys. I'll go over his record again, and now I can show you the pictures that are there since his name's out. And the only reason I didn't want to put it, I was only showing people's that the name was out associated with this case because I didn't want to just throw another name in there and then people all eyes on this person, for Dylan's case until I just didn't. I don't know. I just wanted to wait see if his name got out. I can't talk. But now that it is, I'll show you. I'll show you the pictures and then you can just read it with me. Okay? Stick around. I don't know why I'm acting like I'm mad when I'm answering. I'm not mad at that question at all. I think I'm just.
I love what Jory Rosenfield said.
I really think you're great to step into the arena with Jim, the family, and your subs to help get good info about Dylan out. Thank you, Jory.
God bless you
so much.
Crazy Crime Chick, thank you for being here. Thank you for that.
Oh yeah, thank you. What did she say? Oh, thank you, Crazy Crime Chick. Did I miss any of the ones though?
I don't know. It's moving kind of fast, but we can go back
to
Crystal
Lynn. Thank you. Yeah. It's easy. Like a lot of people who are behind their keyboards, it's easy to just type. You guys are idiots. You didn't do this. You didn't do that. Well, then come up here and do it.
No one else. I got a lady. The lady. Listen to this because I'm going to read this because she's I've never given her name. This is how self-important some people are. The lady from the church called me the other day. She's all up in arms on my text messaging, saying, "Play the tape of us talking." Guys, I am not sitting around taping fans that call these shows when they call into me. This lady explained to me that she left the church because of the gay thing and the whole 9 yards. But the point of the story is that she explained how Mormons view homosexuality at least in her view, and that's what I gave to you. I guess she thinks everybody knows who the fuck she is. So there you go.
Okay.
Yeah, Mormons. Yeah, I mean, they have their own beliefs.
See, that's why you need call-ins so that you can put these people on and they can just ask it like a regular human being instead of police and chat.
Thank you, Brian. Hey, Brian. Well, let me just say thank him. You were the one that gave me a PayPal last night. Yesterday. I think it was yesterday during one of my lives. I didn't. When I thanked you, I don't know if you were still in the chat, but thank you. I did get it. Okay, go ahead.
Hey guys, I got another question here in the James Terry text super chat.
Okay.
What they
Hope
said
they're
is,
sending you money.
is that what that means? No, he ain't sending me no money. And I don't even have a PayPal. It was said Dylan was not staying at the farm at night, so we know he was staying at Kurt's place. Yes, the mother has even mentioned that he was staying there. Of course, he was staying there, and it had nothing to do with a vigilante group going out at night or homosexuality. He just liked to crash in another man's trailer.
Okay, so let's go back to the stars, I feel like.
Yeah, see what there are. Hey, Tiggy. So maybe do you want to like elaborate or on maybe where did it go? I don't know. Never mind, your comment just appeared.
It said hi, then I put this back up. You put up
I've
the
never
Tiggy
been
hi.
spoken to by the FBI. I talked to 3 different police officers and 1 police officer and 2 detectives. The guy I wanted to talk to was the Elko County Sheriff, who I was made aware knew about this vigilante group, and he would not call me.
Thank you, Creme Curious. How does being on tonight's show benefit you, Jim?
It doesn't. It only benefits you 2 hags.
You better watch your mouth, Jim, or else people are going to think you're really rude like this and scream at us off.
You guys know me outside the show. Am I that bad?
Well,
what happened yesterday, Jim? We're not going to talk about it, I guess.
No, you accidentally sent me those texts, and they were disgusting.
You're disgusting, Jim.
And Zavgirl, your background is terrible. I'm getting 50 text messages say that is the worst background you've ever had in a show.
Nah.
Yeah.
I don't believe you.
Zavgirl the other question I keep getting is, does Zavgirl have a glass eye? I don't know what that means.
What? Why does everybody say I look like Dory the fish or something?
Because he started that.
You look like
I thought you said Dora the Explorer, right?
You look like Dora the
fish?
Explorer who got her own show on YouTube. You look like Dora the Explorer if she grew up and had a college degree. There's no doubt about it.
But what about who's Dory the fish? That's what I've gotten like a couple comments.
I don't know what the hell Dory is. I just know who Dora the Explorer.
I look like a fish. Okay.
I think they messed that up. Maybe.
Yeah,
I said from Finding Nemo or something. No, I think they got it right.
Anna Weenie is asking a question.
Who?
Are you guys not seeing these things pop up?
Yes, I'm putting it up.
And we're doing it. So, Jim, you could shut up so many right now. If you showed just one of the FaceTime calls from Chase, even just the date, that would vindicate you so much. Thank you for the super chat,
I didn't record the FaceTimes. You can record a FaceTime chat on your phone?
Like show the metadata on your phone.
I've never done that. It was on my Mississippi number. I've never done that. I've never recorded a call on the deal. I mean, so people don't believe I talked to Chase Venstra?
No, she's saying, yeah, you could shut up people I don't know. I mean,
who the fuck am I shutting up if everybody believes me? No, I didn't record it.
Can we go back to Anna Lizette? Okay, Jim doesn't think Dylan is alive. If that is so, how far away would the remains have been hidden? In a mine shaft? What's likely? Give us your opinion.
If he's deceased, well, I would think it would be, it depends on how quick this happened, how sloppy these people were. If it was a murder and they got rid of them, these aren't the sharpest tools in the shed. The thing is, they're in an area where there's nobody out there. It's easy to hide a body. But the area's really been searched a lot. How it was described to me is there's these mine shafts everywhere. So imagine a hole in the ground that's a mine shaft that could be over 1,000 feet deep, a half a mile down or diagonal. How are you going to get down there? So what they told me they do is they send something like on a fishing pole. And I'm using that to just like layman's things. But they have something where they can send this thing down, these holes in a fishing pole, with something on the end, and it's not a camera, and it can detect if the gases of a dead body are at the bottom of these holes. So that is probably what they're going to have to do. But there's dozens or if not hundreds of these fucking things out there. These people, it's 114 degrees in the sun out there. You got a limited number of people in boots that a lot of them aren't getting paid, looking for a kid 1,000 feet down or more in holes that people don't even know where all the holes are. So it's not as easy as it looks on another 48 hours. It just isn't. Question, is there not a contract in place that stops a hired PI from speaking out about a personal info obtained during the investigation? I'm not being smart. I enjoy Jim. Great fucking question. I'm in charge, not them. I'm in charge. The people that shouldn't be able to go out and talk about what I'm looking for is the people that have hired me. I'm not an attorney. Now, a private investigator is not bound by any confidentiality. Let me give you a perfect example. One of the best documentaries I ever saw was a documentary called Soaked in Bleach. Have you ever seen this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Soaked in Bleach, for people that, probably have to be over the age of 40, is about a private investigator. It's a documentary where the private investigator recorded over 36 hours of phone conversations by the woman he was hired by. The woman he was hired by was Kurt Cobain's wife. Her name is, she had the group called Hole. She's an actress. She hired a private investigator when Kurt Cobain committed suicide. He believes Kurt Cobain was murdered. He had all those tapes and he released them. If a private investigator is working for a family through an attorney, then there is that same thing that you would have with an attorney. And the reason being is if zavgirl is the attorney and she's working on a case and I work for the attorney and she says, go out and find this, so they can't put the private investigator on the stand. Private investigator is working under the umbrella of the attorney. They're an extension. For a private investigator like myself, there's no confidentiality clause. I would never take a case where somebody wanted me to sign a confidentiality clause. I wouldn't do it. Because if this family did what they did to me and made me look bad and I was bound by a confidentiality clause, I couldn't come on here with tapes and stuff. It gives a little bit more teeth in the lion. Let's not forget, the only people that have been negative of me are the family members that did not pay me. You have not heard one negative comment from the grandparents or the father, technically, just the mother.
Thanks, Angry Midget, for the super chat. Yeah, and Naomi, I think you're maybe got your facts confused. Chase, it was the bloody guy. So just to clear that up.
Thank you, Kathy M.
I'll put. Thank you, Kathy M. Put that back up in one more minute, just so she can see it. But thank you so much, Kathy M. We'll put Kathy back up then. Well, okay. So Naomi Sims. So she says barefoot bloody guy escaped from Chase. Then Chase found out Dylan helped the guy. Then Chase went for Dylan to shut him up. But Chase was the bloody guy. So I think you're even asking that as a question. Yeah. So what was I forget where I was gonna go from there. I don't know. I guess that's it. Okay. Yeah. Thank you again, Kathy. Sorry. I just wanted to finish that.
Yeah. And I got this lady calling me a liar now. I'll tell you what, lady from the church, why don't you get some balls, get on the show, and you explain to them why Mormons don't like gays if I didn't do a good enough job. Let me answer some of these. Hello, Jim. You're a great guy. I wish you all the best. I've become a fan of this show. I love zavgirl and her daughter on the left. I think you guys are doing a great job. I don't know what that means.
You know what that means because you wrote it.
They hit a truck covered in mud in a garage, and that's usually outside. That's been outside for weeks, and now the heat dried it down to a little. They should look at some truck in the mud. Yeah, see, these are all people that are reading stuff on message boards. Well, here's a good one. Hey, Jim, my name is Darlene. I have a question about Troy. Is if he has a MO of taking people's shoes off, does that leave Scott Wadsworth, who has a big ass record? Yeah, I can understand why this is difficult. These people don't even know how to type. I think they're talking into their phones and fucking up.
Maybe. So Queen of Kings wants to know, do you think you coming on could possibly ruin any chances for justice if foul play is involved?
Only if I'm right.
Only if you're right about Kurt?
If the things that I've said come out to be true and I have, been, what do they call it? Fruit of the poisonous tree or whatever. Could I have fucked up the investigation? Only if I'm right. If I've said things that aren't true or there's no, you know what I mean? It'll all come out in the wash.
Well, I hope I hope not, because the only people in that tight circle are really we don't know if Scott was in town. Do you know if Scott was in town? Scott Wadsworth, whatever.
Say that again. What?
Do you know if Scott happened to be in town?
No.
Like the couple of weeks.
No.
Okay.
I mean, I'm
So
sure
our circle is small, right? Like the circle of people that we know about that were in the town is like Chase, it's Kurt, Troy, maybe some
Dawn
unknown
and Jim.
people.
Dawn and Jim.
Okay, yes, Dawn and Jim. What do you think about Dawn and Jim?
I don't think nothing of them. I've never got to them because I couldn't get off of Kurt and Troy. See, that's what
Okay.
people don't understand.
Yeah, because they're kind of on Dawn and Jim are kind of on the outside, more outside the circle than Kurt and Troy, right? And Chase. Those are like really close, right?
I mean, I've almost been doing interviews about this longer than I was on the case. So the first two people, other than Chase, was Kurt Wadsworth and Troy Wadsworth. I never got off of them.
So first of all, okay, go ahead. If you're not done, go ahead. See, now I'm getting stressed trying to get all these questions. This is what happens. First of all, Tiggy, thanks for answering that. But would they have a problem if a member was gay, though? Is that an issue? I mean, like if you're a member and if you were gay, or I understand you don't have a problem of other people being gay, but would you get in trouble if like you were, since you're a member and you were gay, if you were gay? Worded that weird.
Let us know, Tiggy.
Or not. I'm just curious because
what Tiggy is saying is I'm a Mormon and I don't have an issue with gay people. Well, congratulations. I don't know how to answer that.
And he answered you, didn't he? He answered that already. I thought we already answered that question.
Here's a lady that's here. I will try one last time, Jim. What date did Chase FaceTime you? Not asking for a recording, just give us a date. It shows you right on the FT any device. I would have to go through my phone. I'll tell you what. I will go back, and the next time I'm on this show, I will have the answer for that. Or Hillary, who paid $4.99. My telephone number is 813-993-2242. You give me a call, and I'll tell you that together. I'll look through my phone. You help me, and I'll go back in time. My phone and my call logs are huge with the show and all the text messages. I mean, my phone number is public, so you got to give me a little bit of time. It's not like you where your grandma called you and you could tell when that was 3 days ago.
Thank you, Pointer Lover. Thank you for saying that.
Yes.
And what did he or she answer? Okay, what they
said no, they don't have issues with that.
Oh, okay.
But Tiggy, I have some Mormon friends, and somebody said that in chat. I didn't think, maybe like there's different Mormon churches, but I didn't think that they allow gay people into a Mormon church. But maybe I'm just wrong. Maybe it's just like some Mormon churches and others are okay.
Yeah, maybe some are like more strict. I don't know.
Come on, guys. I'm going to call this Mormon contact I have because she's on fire. We'll see if she picks up. We'll see if we can put her on. I won't give her name. See if she picks up. I'm calling you.
Calling you.
Okay,
thanks, Caitlin. Hey, Caitlin. Glad you're here.
Sorry.
Hold on, guys. I didn't mean to offend you, and I'm going to give you a chance. If I put you on speakerphone, will you explain to me what you explained to them? Okay. So, guys, what I'm going to do, how should I refer to you as, ma'am?
Thanks, Granny's watching.
You're going to have to turn your computer down in the background because I could hear myself and it's going to ring through. Yeah, go ahead and turn the volume off, and I'm going to put you on. I want you to okay. All right, so I'm going to put you on speakerphone, ma'am. Hold on. Because we've got every Mormon in the country in the chat room saying that Mormons are cool with it being gay. So you know who I am. My name is James Terry. I'm a private investigator. We're putting you on live now. Explain to me a little bit about what you said to me today and who you are and what your background is.
I'm happy to explain that. I've been in the church 69 years now. I'm 69 years old. And I left the church 2 years ago because of the way the church has been treating the gay folks.
How has the Church of Latter-day Saints been treating gay folks? I don't know what that means.
There have been a lot of rules passed. It's just been so frustrating. About 6 months ago, maybe a year ago, they passed something that said gay folks, children of gay folks are not allowed to be baptized when they're 8 years old. Now they changed that. 8 years old is the standard, but they changed that finally, like a year later. But there's just a lot of rules and regs for them. They can't be married in the temple, which is a huge thing for Mormons to be married in the temple. They can't be married in the temple. If they're gay, sorry, I'm a little shaky.
No, you're doing great. You're doing better than me. Go ahead. Take your time.
If they're gay, they can't go into the temple. They may be able to go into the temple. I'm not sure about that exactly, but they can't get married in the temple. It's considered a sin. I was sitting in a meeting this was years ago, maybe 5 years ago. I was sitting in a meeting and I raised my hand because they were telling us these new rules, like the one I just mentioned to you. And I said, I've got friends who are gay. Are you saying to me that if my friends came to this church and they were part of this ward, that they would, what happened to them? And my beloved bishop, who I adore, which was really hard for me, said they'd be excommunicated. And that's a huge thing for a Mormon. To be excommunicated is like sudden death. It's a terrible thing.
So what do you think the Rounds parents are? The family is Mormon. They're part of the. And I said that, and you says, "Oh yeah, I know they are." So what do you think went through their mind when I told them about their son possibly being gay? How do you think that went down? You had some pretty strong opinions about that.
I saw their faces. I think I saw you with an interview doing that, and I thought, oh my gosh, you should have said that a little bit more gently and a little bit more carefully, because that's probably the first time they've heard that, and they're gonna freak when they get away from the camera. I hate to admit it. I grew up in the church, and I really do love the church, but I can't be a part of it anymore. I left the church, and it's because of these issues. It's just very hard for me to watch people be my friends. I have a lot of friends that are gay, and it's really hard for me to watch them be treated, or know that if they came to church with me, or if they joined, they'd be treated like that. I actually had a really good girlfriend who was a member of the church, and she killed herself on Mother's Day because her children weren't allowed to visit her at home. Now, that was her husband's issue, but he was a very strict Mormon, and she was lesbian and living with her girlfriend. Actually, I think they got married, so living with her wife. So I've been terribly upset about that. She killed herself on Mother's Day because her children weren't allowed to come and visit her.
What do you say to the people in the chat room right now and that are coming on this show and they're like, we're Mormon. We don't know what this lady's talking about. This ain't true. We can have friends that are gay, because I'm sure that's being posted in the chat room right now, because you actually were part of the church, correct? Didn't you actually do something with the church? I mean, you just weren't a patron. You were a little bit higher up, correct?
No, I played, I'm the organist. That was my main job.
Oh, you were an organist. Okay.
Yeah, I'm a musician. So I played organ and led music for all my years, basically.
And real quick, tell me, when I mentioned about him possibly being gay, and I said, well, why would that hit them so hard? And you said what? Because of children or something? They're not going to have children?
They won't.
Oh, hold on.
That's nothing. That really wasn't true. But it's so hard for someone who is a member of the church to accept, I've just known so many kids that have been kicked out of their homes for being gay. Now, your experience may be different. Maybe you've got some really accepting folks, and in the last 15 or 20 years, the church has lost a lot of members because of this. They're just losing more and more members.
So overall, ma'am, before I let you go, is the church accepting or not accepting of homosexuality in the Mormon religion? Are they accepting or not accepting?
They're accepting, but they're not allowed to have all the they probably wouldn't be called to go to the temple. They can't have all the things that normal folks that are heterosexual have.
Gotcha.
They can't be married in the temple. They can't have everlasting life. Being married in the temple means you'll be sealed for time and all eternity, which means you'll be together forever after you die.
Yeah.
So they can't have that. So the families aren't going to be together after they die. It's a huge deal for the older Mormon folks, but a lot of the young folks aren't putting up with it, and they're leaving the church because of it.
Last quick question. I just got this on a text message. If Dylan Rounds is deceased and it is proven that he's gay, will that affect anything to do with where he's buried, how he's buried, the church, or anything like that? If he was openly gay and was deceased, or if it is known that he's gay, could that be some reason why maybe they don't want that out?
I think they won't mention anything about that to anybody. It's going to come out, but they probably won't mention it to anybody in their ward. If they're even active, I don't know if they're active, but they probably won't mention it to anyone they know. Nobody's going to talk about it to them. And the only time people are going to hear about it is in the news, like with you.
Right. Well, listen, I will let you go, my friend. I wanted to get that answer and give you your shot. Thank you so much. We'll talk later. I don't know if that clears anything up for you guys, but basically she's saying, hey, listen, and she slipped up a couple of times. If it was me that said it, I'd be crucified. She goes, well, normal people, you hear that? She said, normal people, if you're gay and you're in the church, they'll allow you, but you don't get the same rights in the church as normal people. You see how that goes? It's semantics. It's the way the words sound.
Maybe certain churches are worse than more accepting than others. So maybe like Tiggy goes to a church where they are more accepting. You never know.
I don't know if it's like that. I think it's pretty cut and dry.
Okay. I think, I think we can move on from
we
that.
Thank her for exposing herself like that. And we hear the pain in her voice. Yeah.
So I don't know if you want to ask any more questions, but stick around, guys, because I am going to go through Scott's record again. I want to, because now I could actually show it and show the pictures. But
okay,
I don't know if you want to answer any more.
I'm going to jump off here because I've got another commitment here in about. Is that okay, or do you want to go?
Yeah. Unless if you have anything else you got to add.
No. I mean, hey, listen, I played that. If anybody has any issues or they want to call me, my phone number is right there. They don't have to pay you guys on a chat, or if they paid you on a chat, they can call me. Is what I meant to say. I mean, they can do it either way. I'm here. Well,
thank you for sharing that. You should, definitely send me a recording because I would like to try to clear that up a little bit.
What I'll try to do is get her to come on. What I'll try to do is get her to come on the show one-on-one. Maybe I can get her on without me.
I mean, that'd be awesome to get her on. You think she would? Yeah, ask her. But also send me that copy if you don't mind, so I could try to listen to it again because I missed things listening to the second time. So I probably missed things the second time that I'll hear.
And the person in your chat room that wants me to look through my FaceTime and figure this out, get a hold of me. If you don't call me, I'm not going to do it. All right, guys.
Hillary.
God bless. I appreciate it.
Okay, thank you, Jim.
Thanks, Jim.
Hillary, I think he was talking to you. So you got his phone number, right? Just rewind a little bit. It's underneath his name.
If you're still here, Hillary,
yeah.
We tried to get to every question.
Yeah, we did. And plus, I think he's given us basically what he knows. So he's just going to be more speculating. Yeah. Not that I'm saying he's speculating, but to answer some of these questions that you don't know, it's just like throwing out theories. We all have a theory. We all have opinions and stuff. So I think he's given us all the facts that he has, which is good. So I think it was okay to end that, right? Am I making sense? I feel it. Yeah. Are you there?
Yeah. No, I agree. That was a hard call. But yeah, I agree.
What do you mean a hard call?
Like it was just like she was she just had
the phone call. I thought you were talking about it was a hard call, like never mind. I thought you meant something else. Okay. Yeah, she was sweet though. Yeah, I liked her, but I can't see how different churches may be. Some may be more accepting, some may not.
Absolutely.
So it definitely could vary. I see that. So let me just see some of the ones that if we can answer any of these questions, and then I'll go over the Scott stuff. The ones you start, unless if these are all for Jim. No, I don't think so. Yeah. Okay. So let's maybe unstar them in case if we have any new ones, or unstar the ones that you don't think, or you don't have to do anything. Never mind. I'm putting you to work here. Don't worry about it.
Hold on.
I do think that. Like, what do you think of that, though? What do you think?
Salty pancakes. Does anyone else find it strange Candace called the police to file a missing report on the way to the farm before she even knew he was missing?
But she kind of knew. She knew from the friend that he hasn't seen him and couldn't get a hold of him. He wasn't at the farm. And I don't know. Like, she probably had an idea and she wanted to get him on him as soon as possible, probably, to get it reported. So I don't even know all the little details. Like, who knows what more she knew, you know? So the grandma was trying to get over him. You had JD, and there was another one, right, that was looking for him, that was in town, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was all on the timeline we read. So yeah, I think she had a good feeling. She probably, the sooner the better. When you're a mother and your kid's missing, I mean, you want you want instantly law enforcement to go look for him, you know? And I know it doesn't always work that way. You got to wait sometimes, but I don't think it's that suspicious. Just my opinion, though. I mean, I'm sure others have other opinions on it, but
if Joe Dirt might have left,
it's weird
with Jim, because Joe loves Jim. But if you're still here, Joe Dirt, there was other things missing beside the pistol and Dylan. There was his wallet was missing, his key fob was missing for his, like, the keys to get in his truck. So you know, it's kind of like weird foul play. It wasn't just
definitely. It's definitely not right. I mean, yeah, it's definitely suspicious. That's why I do think that looking into Scott can be relevant to the case, to be honest, because now that we know that he's gay, or at least his niece says that Scott's also gay, they think, at least that's the rumor, I guess. I don't know if you know what the proof is, but she thinks Scott's gay. He has those freaking, we know he's capable of doing something so horrible to people by, you know, I mean, we heard what he did to those 3 women and stuff. So knowing that he's capable of doing that, like, what else is he capable of? So I do think it is relevant. I think he's more to be looked at than Troy, in my opinion, now after learning everything. Don't you?
Absolutely. Like, Troy, like, just looks scary, but like, he's scary too, but it's like, out of these 3 brothers, Scott.
And then Kurt, because Kurt may have had he did have a relationship with him, and as much as like Kurt went and helped him on the farm, so they were friends. You know what I'm saying? We know they were friends. I don't know if Scott was friends with Dylan, so at the least we know, Dylan and Kurt were friends. So my opinion, I think they need to look into Kurt and Scott more, and Chase, obviously, because Chase might know something, you know, because. I don't know. Who knows? But those are the 3 people I'm suspicious of the most. Did I interrupt you?
No.
I feel like you're okay. All right. So let's see. The first name is. Oh, I have it saved. No, but I want to show you the other format so we can look through at the pictures and stuff. So, okay.
Lisa, thank you for that. Gay people are welcome to attend the LDS Church of Latter-day Saints church, but they cannot live a gay lifestyle. But they're also not going to be welcomed into the celestial heavens, right? Like, that's like that's the attainment, as far as I know. Correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not Mormon. That's like like the highest thing. Gosh, I can't speak.
I know. I mean, me too. That's like, go ahead. I get that way. I know.
Yeah, like the best thing to get to is, you know, you don't want to just get to heaven. You want to get to the celestial being.
But I have a question. I wish I would have asked her this. If you have a son that's gay, does the parents also are they punished for it? Or no?
I think it depends on the church, probably, but like in Utah, where, well, like Salt Lake, and like, you know, where it's like a really big, or on the outskirts of Salt Lake, I think that it's like you're kind of excommunicated and no one in your family can talk to you. You know what I mean? Like, it probably depends on the church, but that's what I hear from my friends from Salt Lake or from Utah, that may be gay. No, they're gay. I mean,
well, you're saying that they are excommunicated. What did you say that again?
So their family, unless their family wants to leave the church, cannot talk to them anymore. But it might not be every single church. It might not, I mean, like every single Mormon church. It could just be like the ones in Salt Lake City. Like, I have no idea, you know?
Okay. All right. Hold on one second, guys.
Callie Dine, you made me want to go to Huntington yesterday. So bad. Okay.
Just go ahead and just chat while I'm looking. I want to just get this all ready.
You
Don't
guys.
mind.
Oh, Michelle Clifford's going to have a birthday in 10 minutes.
Yeah, 10 minutes. Oh, is it already almost midnight? Where did the time go? Oh, because we did it such a late freaking live, huh?
Mhm.
Yay, Michelle Clifford, happy birthday. We'll have to sing.
Tiki,
at the
I
end,
don't
maybe.
know. It might not be true for yours, but it is for my friends. I don't know. I don't know what part of Utah you live in, but where they live in Salt Lake, their family, unless they want to be excommunicated, cannot talk to them. You know,
So wait, what are they saying?
Tiggy's saying I live in Utah, and that's not true. But you know,
Oh, you must have a pretty good church then. I mean, like pretty accepting
Yeah.
for some of them.
Mhm.
And I'm sure some of them aren't all. They're not all like that. Okay.
Yeah.
You guys ready to see?
What?
What?
Sean. And I saw your thing about the saddle sore too. That was hilarious. I am too, Sean. Let's go. We're moving there. I mean, like the Wadsworths are there. What's there not to like about that town, right? Yeah. Truth and transparency. He is in Biloxi, Mississippi, but he is in. Am I allowed to say where he? No.
Who? I don't know what you're talking. Who are you talking about?
Where's the PI located?
Oh, I don't know. Why does it? I mean, does it matter? Why? I mean, look it up if you want to know. I don't know. Doesn't she should be able to look it up? I don't know. Where located? Like, where does he live, or what? Or I don't know.
Well, Biloxi, Mississippi. We'll just say.
Are you saying like where he's living or where his business?
Where he's out
or
of.
What?
Where he's out of.
Yeah, I think the business is out of Mississippi. All right, so you guys ready?
Sarah K. Callie died. He can do research everywhere, supposedly. But then some people say he doesn't have a license. Jim, are you listening? So I don't know.
Wait, what's going on? Is Jim listening? Is he in there?
I don't know. I have no idea. We'll hear about it soon.
I'm gonna
probably get some angry calls right now.
Okay, so let me share. Oh wait, I didn't mean to share that one. I want to share
Lex Luthor. So the person who was paid in hired is no longer correct. Right. He was paid in full, and
they took him off the case. Let me exit this stuff. I'm like stuck with some of these things that won't let me exit. Like it won't let me exit out. It's driving me nuts. Like on my picture, I don't know. I'd have to show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so hey Gloria.
Hi Gloria.
Thank you, Moonlight View. Akron or Arkansas. Damien, this one, shit, I know I'm shaking. Okay, so we're gonna go over Scott's record now that his name's out there, and I didn't.
You're weird, Chris. Don't make me come into chat. Don't make me come into chat and remove you. Don't be weird. Do we have? Oh, Mez is still here. Mez, thank God for you, Mez. I'm like not in the mood
here.
I'm just not in the mood. I'm like. I don't know. I think everyone can tell like tonight's just not been a thank you, staff grabber.
All right. I know you do seem a little I don't know.
Yeah. It's been like I feel like it was just like
all right, so let's just share this. Or I'm sorry, did I cut you off? I was thinking you just wanted to kind of like move on. Or go ahead. What?
No, we're good.
Okay, let's do this then. All right. Okay, so let me do it like this maybe. Do you think that's better? Wait, why is it? Oh, because I shared the tab instead of the. Okay, so this is all right? This is a little bit bigger than doing it like this.
He looks so old there compared to.
I know, because look at these other ones where he's younger. I'll show you. Hold on. Let me go. Okay, So here he is. But look, you'll see like this one, but this one, like this one, he looks younger. And then there's another one. I mean, you could tell it's him, but he looks, younger with longer hair right here. Okay. So let's go through it. So here, can you guys see it all right?
Let us know in chat, you guys. Thank you,
So
Matt.
this is Scott. So this is the one that the niece said was gay also when Jim was talking to her. And it's the one that is a registered sex offender. And it's the one that did held the girls captive. Now we got it confirmed because he originally said Troy, and everybody's like, Troy. So this is the guy that is the one that held those girls captive. From what I mean, I could say that now as a fact now, right?
Yeah.
Because yesterday I wasn't sure, but now that he confirmed it, I'm going to trust that he confirmed it. That yeah, he got it mixed up. It's this one. But remember, yesterday I took a poll because I'm like, I don't know. He said Troy, but it looks like him. Let's do a poll, and then so yeah, now it. Yep.
This is the no ears guy, Queens of Kings. This is.
All right, so we have the first one. Enticing a minor over the internet charge.
Do we know his height? Someone who wants random.
Okay, so
I don't know. Random. Oh, there it is.
Shoot, I didn't realize it had. Hold on a second. Hold on one second.
Yes, he's from Montello.
Hold on.
Hold on a second. Sorry.
Just give me 1 minute because I don't want to. I want to. There's some information I don't want to. I'll just tell you his height. He's 5'8". Oh yeah. So somebody kept saying 5'5", but sometimes they're off. Sometimes these records aren't right on the height and weight. You never know. But hopefully it is. I'll see what the other ones say if they all say 5'8". But this one says 5'8", 155 pounds. I'm going to share the screen in a minute, but I want to scroll down before it goes out the rest of his personal information. So he's got blue eyes, white, blonde hair. And yeah, he's a sex offender, and he was convicted in Idaho County on this one, it says. For the enticing crime location, and then you have conviction place. It says Utah, so it says crime location Idaho County, Idaho, and conviction place Utah. Joe, do you have Utah? How could this? Oh, I see. That makes sense. Okay, so let me get it down where I could share it again. All right, hold on. Okay. So, sexual exploitation of a minor, charge correlation pending. So, last update. Let's see, receive date. Because the last time I was going through the PDF file, so this is just the original. So I'm trying to get used to it for a minute. Hold on, let me make sure this doesn't have all his information, like address and stuff. Hold on 1 second. No, it just says what moved out of state. So good. We could share this whole thing. Okay. All right. So yeah, there's a picture. Can you guys see it so small? I have them like saved to my photos so I could make them bigger after this and show you if you guys can't see. I don't even know if you care to see like the picture, but
oh my God, it looks so different there too.
Yeah, he's got glasses on there, and yeah, he does.
B. Yeah, that's a good idea. So Peter send she or he says, I wish everybody would send prayers and ask Dylan to please help us find him because he is loved if we are all here for him.
Thank you so much.
We will send prayers. Everyone do that, please, tonight with your prayers.
Mary, I don't know. I have no idea. I can't confirm that. All I know is the recording we listened to tonight was his niece. And she was talking about how she thinks Kurt's gay because they caught him and they were in a hot tub with the guy and blah, blah, blah. So I don't know, she thinks Kurt's gay. And she said, well, there's also other people in the family gay. And so why did she answer that? It was almost like he was like, is it obvious or something? She's like, well, there's other people in the family that's gay, and she named Scott. She's like, and Scott's one of them. I don't know the exact words. That's why I wish I had the recording because I would have been able to listen to it and maybe write down. But yeah, she thinks that Scott's gay. She said he was gay, the niece. Whether she's right or not, I don't know. So, yeah. And he is a, registered sex offender. He's got these minor and enticing a minor, unlawful sexual activity with a minor, sexual exploitation of a minor, second-degree felony, He's got like, a bunch of these kind of charges. Well, not
Horrible
a bunch, but a
charges.
few. Yeah. So,
Thank you, Hannah Rose. Thanks for being here and participating. Sorry we didn't see your question till later. Thanks for trying to get us to see it.
So we have unlawful sexual activity with a minor, 3rd-degree felony. Again, the status is moved out of state. Thanks, She-Builder. Pushed at a different point. We just want Dylan found gay or not, whether or not. Thank you.
It was She-Builder. I think we felt each other. I think all three of us from the beginning of chat, we were all there. Yeah. Thank you. It feels good to hear that at the end of the night because, I need I think I need an energy surge. It'll happen. It's okay. I mean, we all, it's just late.
So we got December 4th, 2009 was this. I moved out of state. Well, that's a conviction date. And this was in Utah. Exploitation of a minor, 2nd-degree felony. It's basically like a lot of the same stuff, but we'll just go through it real quick. Let's see. Moved out of state, December 4th, 2009. Unlawful sexual activity with a minor, 3rd-degree felony. I wish I could make this bigger, but on the PDF I could. Can you read it good? Okay with that?
If I make it big, let us know in chat. That's what matters. If you guys can read it. So let us know in chat if you can see it.
Okay, good. That doesn't have an address. Okay, so this is drive on denied license. That's what that one is. I want to see if they all say the same. Yeah, 5-8. Okay. This is Utah Department of Corrections. What is it? It's from Utah. Not specified. The offense code's not specified on this.
You can't read it, cluckers.
I could switch over to the PDF, but I feel like this one's a little bit easier to follow for some reason. The PDF I could zoom in, but I don't know. Well, let me just finish and then maybe I could go. You could ask, which ones you want to see. I could zoom in, but I am reading it. So let me know if there's a bunch that can't, and what ones you want me to go to the PDF and maybe zoom in if you want to see something specific. Okay, so drive on denied license. This is wait, hold on, let me make sure that.
Thank you, Julia.
Okay, so this is enticing a minor over the internet, and this is a part of that charge. At least it sounds like it to me. Part of the charge, or part of this situation where he held those 3 women captive because he had his girlfriend call and he said, I'll let you go if you bring somebody else here. So they enticed a mother and the child and her daughter. So this is, I'm thinking, a part of that charge is what it seems like.
Absolutely. This is what Tiff, you guys. So Tiff found out about this. Zoom in on photos, maybe. You're reading it is so fun. Is also fine, cluckers. Can you zoom in on this? I don't know.
No, and I can't. No. Yeah. I will. I'll do the photos at the end. I have them saved. I'll zoom in and under my pictures. But go ahead, Ella.
Yeah. So what happened was we were told that if you guys have been following this from the beginning, we were told Troy originally, his brother, is the one that held everyone captive and did all the, the 3 ladies captive, and they were rescued, and he put tacks in the water bottle and used the water as payment for in exchange for sexual favors. Okay. So Tiff started I don't know, there's 3 brothers. I'm going to look into this. Tiff looked in. I hadn't seen anyone talk about it prior to Tiff yesterday. I think it was yesterday at 5 Eastern.
Earlier yesterday.
Yeah. And what happened is she didn't say Scott, because at that point it wasn't confirmed. She didn't want to be the one to put it out.
I wanted to clear up the truth that it wasn't Troy, it was the other brother, because that I thought it was. I left it up to you guys, see what you guys think, but I think he got the brothers mixed up, because I think if we're all looking at Troy because he's capable of this kind of stuff, which he's not very good at either, but I just wanted the right information to be out there. If it wasn't Troy, then it, we should know who it was, that it was the other brother, because we're all looking at Troy. He did this. He had scratch marks. So then he held these women captive and did this. So it was like important to clear it up that it wasn't him. I felt like, but then I didn't want to add his name because then it's going to be associated with this whole Dylan case. So I didn't want to be the first to like put his name associated with it, but I just wanted to clear it up that it was the other brother. That's all. I should have let you explain the rest. I'm sorry if I cut you off, huh?
No, that's
Okay.
awesome. But Meep wants to know what year this report is on several years, but this specific report that we're looking at right now will tell you that Tiff will tell you the year.
So yeah, and then today's the first time I heard that he was gay, so that even makes it more interesting. I feel like it because it's Dylan that's missing. So I don't know. I think they need to question him and they need to question Kurt and Chase some more. And Chase is under in oh my God, why can't I word? He's in custody. Sorry, he's in custody. So hopefully they're questioning him. But so is Troy. So Troy, he never said Troy was gay, right? She never said it. I don't think he said it. So, okay.
I don't
anyway,
think we know. I mean, what goes on in that town? I'm sorry.
And I'm not trying to make an point that they're gay or not, but it could possibly be relevant to the Dylan disappearance, because what if it was like had something to do with that? You know what I'm saying? That's the only reason I'm bringing it up.
Yeah.
When I heard it, I'm like, oh, it even made me want to look into Scott a little bit more. But especially these charges too. It's just he's capable of awful things, as you can see.
Yeah.
So
I don't know how their parents raised the Wadsworths were raised. I don't know how. Maybe it's another situation like the Wells Bly, where like the it's normalized. That kind of thing is normalized in the family. I don't know. It's odd to us, but Raul Thomas. Somebody said in chat that he was 5'5", not confirmed. That we know, but someone said that in chat. I don't know if it's true or not.
who just now?
No, yes, sorry.
Oh, they did. I saw it in
chat.
the comments. Yeah.
Yeah, yesterday's chat. And thank you to all the mods tonight. I mean, you guys have no idea. Ashley Elite, Soul for Music, Mama Mia, TN.
You guys were very needed. I mean, very.
Yeah.
I'm sure you had to get
Diana Wright. All of you guys, if I'm missing anybody, I'm so sorry. Thank you to everyone for being here with us, but thank you to our mods. I mean, you do have an idea because you guys rock with it all the time, but geez, you guys, love you guys. Like seriously, love the crap out of you guys. Honestly. It was awesome.
I think, see, one of them says, okay, it says 2004, and then the conviction date says 2009. So this is what I was trying to figure out yesterday when I was going over it. And I never did. I got preoccupied. I said I would try to match up all this stuff. I'm sorry, I didn't. Let me see if we could just figure it out here together. Okay. So, Weber County Corrections. Eye color blue, hair color brown, 5'8". Yeah, I don't know what this is. Hold on. Same thing.
Like he just has a law, right? It just goes on.
Yeah, some things it doesn't describe what it is on some, but yeah, I know he does. So this is the enticing the minor. This is what I was trying to figure out if it was the same thing, because some will list like a, how do they word it? I wrote it down. They like, it just gets confusing to see if it's the same, because the conviction date, where did I write this down at? I don't know. We'll just see if we can find it here. So enticing a minor. Okay, so here we go. Conviction date is 2004, but I can't find where it says the offense date. Do you see? This is just making me mad.
What does that say? A conviction date. Okay.
Conviction date, but it doesn't give the offense date. It gives offense code. It says unlawful sexual activity with a minor, 3rd-degree felony. So for this one, it's the conviction date's October 22nd, 2004.
Yeah.
Sex offender, a sexual exploitation of a minor, 2nd-degree felony. The one, it was like 25 counts for the one that had the enticing them with the minors, at 25 counts. sex exploitation of a minor.
Yeah.
Let me
Jory,
see. Does it say felony?
Jory, you've been on tonight. God bless you. Yes. Yes.
What does it say? Essay there. Yeah, but see, we're not sure if it like there's a relationship going on involved. That's what if somebody had a relationship with him. But anyway, that's what Jim's stressing why it's so important, because you would look at their significant other if somebody's missing, and and why are they denying it? But we are still trying to prove that he had a relationship with. Well, Kurt is the one that I guess people are thinking, but nobody. I don't know. I still can't say that for sure. I don't know. I haven't seen like proof. Have you seen any proof that says they did? No, but at least there was a little bit to back up that Kurt's family thinks he's gay, but doesn't mean that he was in a relationship with Dylan. So we still don't know. That's still up in the air. But okay, so what do we got? So October. So conviction date. This is the same thing, but it says they had another date on here. Hold on. Disposition date's the same. Where's that other date? Oh, right here. Charges file date is December 18th, 2003. For this one, the exploitation of a minor, unlawful sex activity, charges file date December 18th, enticing a minor over the internet, guilty. Let's see what this. Yeah, this is the same one, the offense date. Oh, here's the offense date. But that's so weird, because if this is the same thing, the offense date can't be the same date as the conviction date. Right?
Maybe it is. Maybe they took him in the same day he offended.
But that'd be a charge date. Conviction is when you're convicted. Like they couldn't do it all in one day. So they're just, I don't know why it's so confusing the way they have it worded. So maybe they just.
We're firing this thing. This one chick I know, MK, says Chase has a YouTube video of him singing a song about little dogs, and that makes
I saw that, but I didn't know if that was the Chase. I saw that I think it was yesterday. I'm like, is that the Chase? But I didn't want to say anything because I couldn't confirm that was really him. But I saw that he was singing. Oh my gosh. So maybe I'll pull it up and I'll go over to see if maybe there's something I can play. It just popped up. Probably because I don't know why it popped up in my recommended. Anyway,
Dark Sea.
Oh, hi, Dark Sea. So yeah, this defense is 2004, the one with the enticing a minor and the unlawful sexual thing. It's all the same stuff. Mark on cheek. Oh, the distinguishing mark. Mole on left cheek, mark on face, discolored face.
Can you show it? Arkansas wants to know. That's a
show what? Oh, the video. Let me look over it again and make sure, because it's really tricky when you show things with songs and music. So I don't know if I want to. Like even if you sing a song and it's you singing, the owner of the song can still claim it because it's still copyright. You can still get
no way.
Yeah, huh?
That's horrible.
It's horrible. You never heard that?
No.
That they're like scared. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's horrible.
It's ridiculous. You would hope they would, and I would try to fight it and be like, "Come on!" But yeah, they can.
Good night, Caitlin. Thank you so much.
I don't know if they would win in court, but I mean, you've seen it happen, and I think they would have a good case, to be honest, the way it is.
What?
Anyway.
Oh no!
No, you don't think they would win? I don't know. I would hope not, but who freaking knows? Everything's getting so strict with this copyright stuff. Mm-mm. Okay, so
my voice singing, like your own voice singing.
I don't know. Maybe I know that people have gotten it. Like they've gotten it because I watch a pretty big channel, and she was scared. She sang I think it was like a country song, and she was so scared. She's like, "No, we can't do this." Or no, it was somebody else singing, and she yelled, "I'm like, you can't copyright."
Oh my gosh, that's horrible. It's so horrible.
But I don't know. Maybe if you fought it, they would back off and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, okay." And, okay, so who's on chat? I feel like Tiff, even if you change, I don't know, Michelle. I mean, they might try. I don't know, actually. I mean, I know it's happened. I don't know. You would hope not. Like the tune, maybe. They're just really strict. It really is. And they'll try anything, I feel like. Some of these big companies, like these music producing companies, or like, I mean, they'll try anything. And then they hope you don't fight it because it's just like us small little channels. They don't think we're going to fight it. So they're like, copyright, copyright, copyright.
I hope not, because I did that horrible version of Oh Sherry.
No, I mean,
I was waiting.
I haven't yet on that.
You have a hit?
Oh,
Wait, what? Is it
what?
yellow or green? The
I don't know
video
what
you
you're
couldn't be
talking about.
singing.
No, I don't know if it's yellow or green. But what I'm saying is, hold on, what am I saying? No, I didn't. But I think it probably didn't even pick up the tune. You know what I'm saying? Because they would either have to watch it or it would recognize it, like the robot, you know, the whatever. So if it's so off, it might not pick it up.
Oh my god, I can't believe that. You're right. Am I red?
And what's the chance like somebody would saw that, you know, if it wasn't for the automatic to find it, somebody would have to actually physically be watching it. You know what I'm saying? So I doubt it. Yeah, because it wasn't really on.
That's hilarious. You're so right. That's the best way to do it, you guys. If you're gonna do it, sing it completely off tune with the wrong lyrics. Absolutely.
Let me do this real quick. What was I trying to check? Oh, should I just check it just to confirm about the whole the lien, if it was after COVID, just so I could, or no, is that stupid? I don't know. I'm not going to put it up, but I could say, you know what?
But I mean, still, like, what difference but seriously,
Yeah, that's true.
I was just doing
true.
like a metaphor. You know what I mean? Like someone got a hair. Can I say that? Someone got a hair up their butt. Like, as Stephanie would say, someone got a hair across their butt. She always says it wrong. Someone got a hair across their butt. Yes, that happened. Yeah, it is. I mean, it could be and she could be wrong. She could be a thief. It could be because she's a complete thief and she owes all this money. But it just doesn't, we don't know.
Yeah, it's not my place to bring up her finances. Hey, so Scott has a lien too for $36,000. And then he also has one for almost 2,000. All right, I'm gonna show you the pictures and zoom in, because I feel like I'm just scrolling down. It's basically all the same stuff. Like I went over it yesterday, but I just wanted to show you some of those pictures and just kind of clear up that. And then yeah, he's got a few different things in the finances too, but no biggie. Finances, I mean,
they would, Jojo, but I feel like it's kind of like the police's job, not like YouTube's job to do that.
Yeah, that's my point. Like maybe it does have something to do with it, but let the FBI and law enforcement take care of it, because they're gonna have the technology to track everything. See, like, does it have something to do with it? Like I'm a YouTuber, like true crime. That's not my job. You know what I'm saying? Like what good would it come if I did ask her about it? Because you think she's gonna be like, yep, it had something to do with that, or yep, it's this bad guy. I did it because of for drugs, or this bad guy was after me because I mean, you think we're gonna get the answers? No, it's just gonna cause drama, and she's gonna be upset. And what good? Let the FBI do it in their investigation, or the law enforcement, and they can maybe figure out something if there's anything. Personally, just my opinion, I don't think it's connected. But if it is, what good would it have done to ask her? Not from me. It's not going to accomplish anything but drama if I would have asked her. That was my point. Not that I don't think that owing money could have something to do with it, but not my job.
So look at how cool Hope Rains is. That Hope Rains did a super sticker to remind us whose birthday it is right now.
Oh, Michelle, thanks, Hope.
Thank
you. Okay, we gotta sing. So hold on, let me just do that at the end. Let me just show you the picture zoomed in because the Scott ones. And then sorry, I felt like I feel like everybody was bored going through that Scott stuff. Oh, I don't know. I just thought I would try. Okay. So but if you guys want to know, like, really, I think I read a more comprehensive reading of all the charges yesterday but I just didn't share my screen. I just read it. So if you guys want to probably a better. What was I doing? Oh, Scott.
But he's a bad guy. But he's obviously a bad dude. Like, you see how many things he has. Chase is equally as horrible. Blah.
Yeah, Chase had some bad stuff too. So I apologize. I had that wrong picture. I can't believe that program, a paid thing that I had just got freaking has the wrong picture, but you could Google for free. And it's the first thing that pops up is like, it's right there. And you know what? Even if I had it, I mean, I would have trusted the paid one, right? I would have been like, this is probably right over this.
100%. She has a paid service that gave her the wrong mugshot for Chase's picture. Like, come on, you guys. Like,
it's right next to like his records, but it's not even the right guy. So who is that guy? I don't even know. What's that guy's name? I don't know.
That poor guy. He better straighten it out. The Chase is like, yeah, put a different face on that. No, Scott. Who? Gosh, never mind.
I know. I keep saying like the wrong.
I'm sorry, guys. It's been a lot. I feel like I've been like this the whole night.
I don't know. I feel like it has still been a long day, even though we weren't on a line too long. But I feel like I've been on forever. All right, hold on. Let me just get this real quick so we can do this, and then we'll end it. We'll sing happy birthday and end it.
We're going to sing happy birthday to you, Michelle. Don't go away. And I always think of Lavina whenever we're going to sing, because she called me singing like I sing the dirt. Lavina Cordola. What?
Wait, why do you sing her?
Because she made the funniest comment that I saw. I sing like it happy birthday like it's a dirge.
Okay, so here's probably the most recent one of him, because he looks the oldest in this.
Likely.
And that's Troy. Hold on. Okay. Oh no, that was Troy. So here's one. Looks a little bit younger.
Can you imagine him in a cowboy bar trying to get someone in a cage? Less. Look how happy he is.
I know. Yeah.
That's him too.
Yeah, you could tell. Picture him with his glasses off in the one picture that would look like where he was the oldest. I think it's him. Even though now I'm gonna question when this program shows me mugshots next to records, I'm gonna always question it now since they had the other one on. But I could tell that's him.
Hi, Sean.
Okay, so that's that. All right, so thank you, chat, for being. You got most of you guys, except if you guys have a few bad eggs, but most of you guys were so awesome today, and respectful. Oh, bye, Sean. Thank you. Stark differences in his life. DR Diddy marshmallows.
Oh my
God.
RR.
Stranger danger. Okay, so let's sing happy birthday. Are you ready, Michelle? Everybody sing with us, okay? Just at home.
Sing with us
because me and Bella have a portal and we can actually hear all you guys. I don't know if you knew that, but so we'll know if you're singing. So you guys better sing too. Okay.
It's Michelle's birthday for anybody that just got here. We're going to sing to Michelle Clifford for her birthday. Ready?
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to dear Michelle.
Happy birthday
to you. Yay, Michelle. How old are you? Well, if you want to answer, I don't know. Oh, Charlie horse. Oh yes, Home Brains is always on it. And FBI. Wait, what does it say? Also being there, you gotta. No, you're right. But it's like, then the private investigator do it, or somebody that's there. You know what I'm saying? It's not my place. You're talking about asking Candace, what would I have been able to accomplish? I'm not a private investigator. So, private investigator, detective, FBI, it would not have helped. I mean, there wouldn't have been any good to come out of it if I asked her about all the money she owes. Just not my place. That's not what they're talking about. You don't think?
I don't know, because they were talking in chat about how
okay,
like
sorry.
you kind of have, I don't know, maybe they are, but like how you have to like kind of advocate for your own, because sometimes like
I agree though. I totally agree with you, but I just didn't see any good that would come. Like what? There would be no like what would have happened? Like what would we have gotten? Nothing. Just upset.
No, absolutely.
But like if somebody has the technology and they're there and they can like go through the stuff and talk to, okay, who's this? So why did they owe this? And they maybe even go through, because they have to clear everybody, go through the phone, see if there's any like contacts, talk to the people. If she did owe money, look into her businesses. I don't have the capability or time to do that. So, like maybe a private investigator, definitely a detective, definitely FBI could do that.
Gloria Dellin.
Large item on the trailer yesterday. Forensic team process in the shed. Oh, cool. I mean, not cool, but I mean,
Do you think it was
I'm
the
glad they're
ATV?
working. It looks, they're doing some stuff. What's that?
Do you think it was the ATV?
Oh, maybe, because you remember what Jim was saying earlier about the ATV. Yeah, about them finding, he wasn't sure if it was a wallet or clothes that he heard. Like there's a rumor. Nothing's been confirmed. But how far? Where did he say it was actually? How far? Good night, Darcy.
I don't remember how far he said it was, but it'd be interesting if it was. I just really hope that they're getting closer to it, because the circle seems so small, right? Like it doesn't seem like there's that many people in this town. It seems like if an outsider came into this town, everyone would know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So what are you saying? Oh, you're saying it's somebody in town, probably.
Mr.
What?
Softy, Stray Cats, because we're the way we sing.
Wait, what do you say?
That's funny. What you just put up on the screen. You just put up.
Remind me, because I'm confused how that. I don't know. Why,
Hold on, I'll
man?
find it.
Sorry, I'm just.
Look, I couldn't hear you guys. A bunch of stray cats were.
Oh, I didn't catch that's what you're talking about. I don't even know. I'm silly. It went right over my head. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you guys. Well, Diana Ray, yay! Thank you, Ashley. Mez, I don't know if Mez is still here.
Soul for Music.
Soul for Music. Actually, I have. There we go. I'm putting up Mamma Mia.
Mamma Mia, yes. Tien was here for a little bit.
Oh, was she? I didn't see her. All right, and thank you all the chat. You guys have been awesome. Hopefully you learned something new, at least one thing new today. And yeah, talk to you next time.
Have a good night, everybody.
Bye.